Yeah, we find her, that beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So I got so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shortage. What's worth of a lady? It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within took a love fun eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so tough. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. And now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, a killing light. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe, shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger, we look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts. Call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. What's going on? I am so excited. Home sweet home. There's nothing like home. I'm back here. We're back. But yeah, Sunday is not really a normal day, but I just figure, why don't we go back live tonight and just, do like a quick warm up because we're back. Okay. The only thing I gotta warn you is that the live shows, unfortunately, for now, has to be at 10 p.m. at night. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. We're still dropping video all around the week at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the live show, if you want to hang out with me, you want to interact, you want to chat live, you want to interact, that's 10 p.m. in the evenings on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. All right. And welcome back. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications as you're coming in. Yes, welcome Shola. Shout out to Shola. Welcome Chidima. How far? How you doing? All right. So we got to wake them up. So do me a favor, hit the like button. That's how we ping everybody else into the room. Tag people in the group. Let them know we're hanging out. We're going to be reacting to this video today. But before we get into that, let's do some house rules. Okay. Let's do some house rules. We do have the books. You can download the books absolutely for free. All right, we got Get My Marriage Back. All right, we got what else do we have here? We have Real Estate Money Secrets. All right, for free at manofprestige.com. All right, you can download those books absolutely for free. No, you didn't go to sleep on us, right? We're still here. We're still in business. Yeah, in the business of giving away free books. Smart real estate wholesaling. Okay. All right, now the real estate books are from the standpoint of United States, just so you know, but you can learn a lot from it regardless of where you are in the world. And if you're interested in United States real estate, you'll learn from it as well. And of course, digital marketing certified. We do start a boot camp on Tuesday. The boot camp will be about 1 or 2 days a week, but it's about 11 days boot camp altogether. So if you're interested in upskilling digital skills, this right here, regardless of what part of IT, or even if you're trying to get into IT, that's a fantastic one. You can download that one for free as well. And of course, our newest book, Number One Red Flag. All right, yay. All right, let's see. All right, let me see here. All right, so we do have some good goodies there for you. So yeah, you can download those books absolutely for free. What we come here to do is we come to Man of Prestige, the Prestige family. We come here to talk about life, relationship lessons, and we tackle these topics from a self-power, social seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence standpoint. All right, that's what we come here to do. If you have any questions for me personally, you want coaching, yes, I do offer coaching, and I do offer a one-time complimentary session. You're interested, send me an email, ask@manofprestige.com, or you can actually buzz us on WhatsApp at that number right there, 1-732-305-8577. All right, and what else do we have here? House rules. You can join. While we were kind of away from the live stuff, we were kind of busy chatting it up in the backstage, so if you missed out on that, I'm sorry. But you can change all of that right now by simply going to whatsapp.manofprestige.com. Again, you can send me an email for any inquiries at ask@manofprestige.com. Yeah, let's get into it. I have this video that I want us to react to today. This video went live some few days ago. Let me see. Went live, yeah, 2 days ago. It's going in on about 100,000 views right now. And then you'll find out why it's going viral right now. But yeah, this video right here. Yep, this video right here. So we're gonna spend some time dissecting this. I'll play like 1 minute at a time. It's a 40 minutes video, but we're just gonna take our time. If you're interested in watching the original version of the video, please go watch it. I will be pausing in between. I will not allow you to finish the whole thing before I comment. Like, just makes sense. Like, it's a reaction video, okay? All right. Shout out to you. I appreciate you for understanding that. All right. I'm just going to be pausing as we go, and then I'm going to be dropping my thoughts around this video as we go along. But the platform where they actually have the original video that I'm reacting to is called CRUSE. All right. It's called CRUSE. Let me just see here. Where is my credit tag here, so I can give them proper, what you may call it. I think it's called Join the CRUSE. There you go. Join the CRUSE or CRUSE. If you search them on what you may call it, they're up there on YouTube. All right, so we're going to be reacting within the YouTube's fair use guidelines. Okay. All right. Welcome. Do me a favor though, as you're coming in. Jesus Christ, even the screenshots already. Somebody say, let me okay, I'll put it on the other screen entirely. All right. Now, the other point of contention I've noticed with a lot of people when people are talking on the internet, say, these people are just fake. They're looking for clout. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Even myself, I'm looking for clout. We're trying to grow this platform. Oh, shout out to all of you. We've grown this platform to 5,000 subscribers now. We're trying to get to the next stop and all the way up to as many subscribers as possible. So newsflash, welcome to the real world. Of course, we're looking for clout, but we're also giving a lot of value in exchange for that. Okay, so, or they might say, oh, they are pretending, they are just actors. The reason why it hits nerves, and about 93,000 people have seen this video, is because a lot of people feel this way. Okay, regardless if it's fake, or if it was acted, or if it was skit or not, komata. Right, bottom line is that this is hitting a nerve, so we need to talk about it. All right, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, yo. All right, so let's keep going. Let's get into it. Let me know if you can hear it. All right.
It's not soft enough for a man to. A friend of mine was hit starved to death just because of beans. That the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. I've experienced coma good 3 times. I'm telling you my life history.
You saw those signs. What happened? You were in love. You just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now.
There is no marriage without fights. Let us not deceive ourselves. This is a man that I know that, oh yes, he hates me, but yet he loves me.
If your husband sexually abused your child and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
The man will definitely be reported.
Yeah.
But that does not feel me that I will divorce my husband. I want you to get that fact.
All right, let's get into the show.
Please signify if you agree with the prompt.
Again, the show is it's called Should Marriage Be Till Death Do Us Part? That's the name of it. And let's get through it. Let's learn. Let's rub minds together. If you have any comments, any questions, any point of contention, please share it in the chat as we go along. We're just gonna sit tight, have fun, and cruise. Okay. The name of the platform is actually called CRUSE. All right. So let's keep going.
Divorce.
Hey, Natu, welcome, Natu. Good to see you. Let's get going. We're back at it, Natu.
Is the only way out of an abusive marriage.
I never thought as a pediatrician that I would be at all useful in a war.
Let's pay some bills.
My name is Seema Jelani.
I can't stand abusive marriage anymore. I've experienced coma good 3 times.
Jesus.
I will advise separate, say like 2, 3 years, 4 years, and see if the both partner will adjust. If it does not work, go for divorce. Let everybody say calm down. Then let's see who is the devil and who was the angel.
I don't believe that divorce is really way to save a marriage personally, but if someone can abuse you in a relationship, if someone can lift their hand up to hit you, why are you married to that person? What are you doing there?
Can the disagreeers now speak?
Okay, divorce is not the only way out. Think back. It has not always been beating now. There were real good times. Think back about that good times. Think back on how you started. You would definitely find a...
All right, so already we're 1 minute in. Both ladies already, she said we'll find out who is the devil and who is the angel. Honestly, I don't even think that's what it's about. It's as simple as if a situation is not healthy for you as an individual, how about stop worrying about who's the devil and the angel and just self-preserve first? Because you can't really give what you don't have, and you can't help anybody else if you're not safe, right? So safety first always. Before, who is the devil, who is the angel? A lot of people actually go into marriage just to determine who is the. Then they end up in a space where they are busy trying to figure out who is the devil, who is the angel. I think that's the wrong angle altogether. But we'll talk more about that, right? But this auntie in red right here, she just said, what did she just say? She said, think back. Long before the beating or something like that. What did she say? There were real good times.
Real good times.
Oh, there were real good times.
Think back about that good times. Think back on how you started. You would definitely find a loophole somewhere. I hate beating, but...
Wait. That was way too quick. What did she say?
You doing what?
She said, I hate beating. And then she had that way. But, it's a big old but.
You think so they're wise?
But negates everything you said before it, literally. Okay, most of the time, not always. But it's a word that we have to use a lot. But oftentimes, you have to start paying attention to it. If you say, I am a woman, but as a man, they were like, but like everything you said before that, essentially. All right, I need you to take that to the bank. Everything you said before that is essentially ends up in the... Just think about it logically. You know, I'm going to work tomorrow, but it doesn't change. Somebody said, but it doesn't identify you're good to work. But what? Because you're about to add a caveat to it that we probably should pay attention to more so than everything you said before that, at least. Yeah, big old but. It's a big old but. She's gonna share with us. Let's go.
Hole somewhere. I hate beating.
But
no one is a saint. You will...
Wait, no one is a saint. Okay, let's keep going.
Not die inside that marriage.
Amen.
Go away. Stay separate.
The only reason I'm on this side is because of the word only. Divorce is not the only way, actually. Even legally, there's something called judicial separation, which means that you are legally allowed to stop cohabiting with this person for the reasons that you would ordinarily divorce that person. Because even when you go to the courts, the first thing they ask you as a legal practitioner is, have you advised the clients on reconciliation? If there is any chance that the parties will reconcile, the courts would stop that proceeding to tell you, go and reconcile. So
that's not what gender warriors think.
Aimed at actually separating people. The whole concept of divorce happens when the marriage has broken down irretrievably.
Yeah, that's not what the gender warriors think. The gender warriors think the courts are encouraging people to divorce. Essentially, they think when you get there, they say, give us your money. We divorce you now so we can scatter family. Never mind everything that happened people before that. The question they're asking at this moment, by the way, is if divorce is the only way out of abusive marriage. Like he said, there are many ways outside of abuse, and he said it's not the only way. That's the only reason why it's on the other side. So it's looking at things from a very logical and legal standpoint. In fact, there's another way to get out of an abusive marriage. It's a D word too. It's called death. Many people don't pay attention to that. Yeah, if you die inside of abusive marriage, you're out. Like, okay, divorce, death, or you get to court and they now, they give like mediation, they talk about reconcilable, all that. Yes, there's a few other ways to get out of an abusive marriage, okay? But it's an abusive marriage. Why are we going back and forth on this, right? Before we worry about anything to the future, first of all, get out. Get out. Don't waste another second. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Just get out first. Self-preservation first. Well, what if it's just financial? What do you mean just? What if it's just emotional? What do you mean just? Right? If you feel like it's abusive on any end, listen, as a fact of life, I know you're not going to get out. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. That's why I'm actually stressing it. Okay? That's why I'm stressing it. If you feel like it's abusive at any level, you need to back off first. Right? Before you figure out what is the next step, Now, if that means you're leaving the house, if that means you're going to the hotel for one night, if that means you go into the basement or to the other room, to the guest room, but in life in general, sometimes you have to give space. Yoruba people say agboto fa seyin or agbara lo lo mu wa. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to back off so you can see, so you can clear the clouds, But that's not the only way, I'm glad they are talking about that. What's going on, Key Pearls? Good to welcome. She said, I blame Nollywood. The way they portray the divorce process in movies is very fantastic. Like it's a smooth journey, right? Yeah, there's a lot when it comes to romance, marriage, relationship. There's a lot you can blame Nollywood and Hollywood for, right? But that's their job. They're supposed to sell you a story that will make you fantasize about paradise. Paradise. Let's keep going.
Simple. At the same time, there should also be attempts to protect the party being abused. There are laws that protect people. The Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. Lagos State has adopted the domestic violence law as well. That can give you protective orders while you're separate from this person. And in this moment, it is left for that person to now prove that he is no longer a threat. Also, there's been so much focus on physical abuse. Abuse can be psychological, it can be sexual, it can be financial. It's not just the physical abuse. The courts in one of the cases said a dropping water melts away the stone. It might be minor acts, which in themselves, they do not amount to reasons to divorce, but when you accumulate them, it amounts to reasons to divorce. Even the courts recognize that.
All right.
Today we'll
Let's
take
pay
a
some
look
bills.
at something Greek's letter generator.
All right. So cumulative. That's something that a lot of people don't pay attention to when it comes to marriage. There's a lot of little things that adds up over time. Okay. There's a lot of little things that adds up over time. And if we don't calm down to just learn those little things that adds up over time, by the time oftentimes you notice that by the time people start to really assess, it's usually too late, Yeah, it's usually too late. And that's why you see the divorce rate is very, very high. And instead of us to go back and assess and see why, instead of doing that, we just make stupid, generalized, oversimplified conclusions all over the place. And most people are just operating from the place of the side of the brain that works, Film girl, how you did, Jare, my sister? Let me just do some quick shout out because I didn't do that in the beginning. Quick shout out to all our sponsors: Mo Fresh, Richie, Life with Natu, Adeswa, Film Girl, of course, Open Floor by Tima. I miss you, lady. Shil Mama, hello. Gores Corner, D Love, I miss you. Where are you? It's probably too late for her. Yes, TV. Shout out to all our sponsors. This month our goal was $273.76. We're up to $83.94 this month thus far. And that's up from $65.96 last time. And you can sponsor the shows for as low as 99 cents. So I appreciate you all for all you do. Shout out to all of you now. So let's get going really quickly. Let's get going. And shout out to Keepers. All right, let's keep going.
It amounts to reasons to divorce. Even the courts recognize that.
All right, let's see what the next question is.
My name is Fisayo. I'm 28. I'm a legal practitioner. I'm married and a year and 3 months now. I'm pro-divorce because I don't think divorce is a problem. I think divorce is rather a solution to a problem.
Yay, I love that. I love that. Now, some people, what they heard is encouragement of divorce when he said that. Let's dissect it. Okay, he said, I'm pro-divorce because I don't think divorce is a problem. Divorce is rather a solution to a problem. I agree with that 100%. And I get it. If you push back against that, or if it tickles you wrongly in the wrong nerve, I get it. You know, because you're obsessed with the idea that marriage must work. It's a do or die, regardless of what happens. You know, but the problem is that, you know, that's just not reality. There are many people that will never get married. There are many people that are not supposed to be married. There are many people that, in fact, there's so many people that don't have the skills to be getting married. As a matter of fact, I believe that everybody that say I do don't have the skills to be married, because it just takes a lot, you know. So they better be starting the class as soon as they get married. Not only should they prepare, I know you like the premarital counseling thing, you should have vetted. Good for you. You should. Of course you should. But even more so, after you get married, you start the class. It's a lifelong class. Hold on 1 second. You don't shake your knee. Why are you doing like this? All right. So, I 100% agree with him that divorce does not just fall out of the skies. You have to have a marriage first. A bad marriage first. Before. Now, because you have a bad marriage doesn't mean you're a bad person. Okay? And that's another wrong angle that we look at it from. It must be somebody's bad. No, it doesn't have to be. It could just simply be you don't know what you're doing. I think 99.999% of the time, I'm exaggerating, but more than 90% of the time is because you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes people marry a bad woman or marry a bad man. It's the minority of the cases, okay? It's not majority of the cases. Now, guess what? The loudest stories are the people that married a bad person, okay? And oftentimes, 90% of the people telling those stories are capping big time. It's just because they've been on the receiving end of a woto. Strong one, they don't collect.
Sorry.
From a man or a woman, so they come and tell us stories and lessons off of that without healing, and those people cannot help you either. Okay, they can't help you. They will make matters worse for you, just so you know. Okay. Film Girl says true. It can be the best solution to some marriage problems. Yes, it is. So if it's a bad marriage and you can't figure it out, and people have gone through pain or dragged each other or resentments, and they're just in an abusive situation, it can absolutely be a fantastic solution, because children are involved, you know, and other people that you will connect with in the future are also involved. And we don't want you to be out in the streets just, you know, moving around like a zombie. But anyway, we'll talk more about that. Talk of skills. The Gen Z boy in the panel have no skills. He'll be using Forbes statistics for Nigeria. No, we're still getting there. We're getting there. We're going there now. Let's keep going. Sorry about that. I digress.
Divorce is a problem. I think divorce is rather a solution to a problem.
I'm just going to start with this. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist, but I can't prefer a solution as...
Wait. Not another but. Not another big old but.
You use your function to play.
I'm not a therapist. I'm not a blah blah blah. But I'm about to act like one. Let me act like one. No, I'll stop the cap, okay? He's just giving his opinion. All of his
Stop the cap.
But all his opinion is gonna end up in the what the film girl is already watching this. We watched this already, so so film girl already saw some of it, but let's dissect it one at a time. We're gonna get there. But you already started. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor, but divorce is like self-defense when attacked. It can be a valid legal defense to a murder charge. Does that mean we are encouraging people that act in self-defense to harm people? No, we're not. Absolutely. Yep. Disclaimer, self-defense is a solution to, so I agree with the lawyer, divorce is a solution to a problem. Yeah, the lawyer was on point for the most part. I don't think there's much he said that I disagree with. Let's keep going.
As to what, I'm not a psychologist.
It's not a psychologist?
But I can't prefer a solution as to what anyone should do. I'm still quite young. But I'm going to say that at the end of the day...
Wait. I can't prefer a solution as to what anybody should do, but I'm about to give you solutions. Let's keep going.
For a solution as to what anyone should do. I'm still quite young. But I'm going to say that at the end of the day, we've convinced ourselves that divorce is the cure-all answer to it. And it's really wild because...
Answer to what, my ninja? To what is it? Divorce to what?
That divorce is the cure-all answer to it.
To what? Divorce is not the cure answer to marriage, because marriage is not a problem. There are other things that happen inside of a marriage. Abuse, right? Yeah. But what's the solution? Let's keep going. He's going to tell us a solution. Let's keep going.
And it's really wild because based on the data, the people who have divorced, right?
Not based on the data. No, not the data. The assent is assenting.
And gone into second and third marriages have way less chances of it succeeding.
Wait, what?
Right. And gone into second and third marriages have way less chances of it succeeding.
Why the assumption? Wait, why am I stopping every second? Why the assumptions that people who divorce once are going to go into second and third marriage? That's number one assumption. Why the assumption that they will go into a second and third marriage with the same person? Okay, all right, but he's right. The numbers are higher, but for other reasons, we're going to talk about that in a second.
It's 67 for second marriages and 73 for third marriages. Even when we're not talking about abuse, people just think it's normal. People just think, it's degeneracy to society. The analogy I love to use is, imagine society like a body, like a human body, right? And the family is the cells of that society. When you begin to break it off, one by one, it causes, you don't know the effects. So saying divorce.
What are the effects? Okay. The reason why second and third marriages divorce is so high is because people have coconut heads. They have pride. The same thing they had in the previous marriage. And they are never accountable to the part they played, which is mostly lack of skills. No, not financial, that's symptom. No, not infidelity, that's more so symptom. No, not what's the third one? Irreconcilable difference. That doesn't mean anything. That's just something they come up with to say we don't know what is wrong with you. Okay? It's mismanaged expectations, mismanaged pride for the most part. Okay, that's what you can drill it down to. Okay, maybe the third reason is you married just a bad person. Okay, about 10% or less of the time. Okay, but you can trace the rest of them to that, but nobody ever admits that, including myself. Nobody, because usually people don't collect, right? Wutu. Sorry. So it must be somebody else's fault but self. Whereas it actually doesn't have to be a matter of fault. It could just be, hey, it's a marriage, it's a whole institution. There's two people coming together trying to do life. Maybe there's more than common sense that we need to learn, right? And after they not collect, right, they can't, it's even worse, they can't listen to me because they're like, no, it was that person's fault, right? Because abuse must mean it must be the other person's fault. So that's the reason for that. That's not the reason to stay inside of a bad marriage or abusive marriage, okay?
Divorce is just a cure-all excuse, and normalizing it is like saying we shouldn't drink liquid because we have the chance of choking. It doesn't make sense. Isn't it? It's like saying we shouldn't drink liquid because we have the chance of choking.
Okay. All right. This guy right here, this ninja right here, is a character, right? he's very, very serious. Obviously, he wants the family together. I get it. I want the family together too. In fact, majority of us here, we literally want the family together, but we don't want to do that at the expense of mental health, right? We don't want to do that. We want to kind of make sure that it's good, you know. Let me see. I pity this boy. I think his parents got divorced in USA over a filmsy issue, so he's projecting. Stupid boy doesn't know some kids advise their parents to divorce. No, he doesn't. In fact, there was a guy there that's actually going to, I think that's the guy that I spoke earlier, right? There are many people, I know many people personally that advise their parents, like, hey, you guys are in a toxic situation. Get, like, back off of each other. Children telling parents. Okay? Fake accent. Yeah, the data is using US data. Bro, look at your environment. You are in Nigeria. Is it a locally acquired foreign accent? I don't know. You know, I don't know. All I know is that he's speaking accent right now. He's using data from APC Bishop's Research. Wahala. I feel like going inside that video with 5 koboko cocaine only for this boy. Still, you guys will not let me continue to the reaction now, eh? Let's see. APC Bishop collect woto. Thank you, film girl. I appreciate you, Jared. This is a good one to get started right here. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me find this thing. There you go. All right, let's keep going. He doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. What happened to dialogues? What happened to having a conversation?
So Daniel is anti-divorce. He's talking for the first time, I think.
Because before the two of them to
what happened to dialogues? We're talking about abuse. So somehow we're gonna jump from. We just end up in abuse. There hasn't been any kind of dialogue, right? Let's continue.
What happened to having a conversation? Because before the two of you got married, you courted, you saw those signs. What happened? You were in love, you just ignored the signs. Continue ignoring the signs now. Why did you have to? No, that is, hold on. Except you didn't see the sign, and nobody can say they did not see even the slightest bit of signs that this person could be abusive. I have been there, I have been abused. What did I do? I called my partner. What's going on? What's happening? Why is this thing happening? We had the conversation. You can't just say, oh, divorce is going to solve the issue just like that. It doesn't. Okay, you get divorced and then what?
A friend of mine was hit, stabbed to death just because of beans.
All right, let me address what he said first. Okay. Let me address what he said first. Okay, what he's asking for is dialogue, a conversation, communication. That's fair. Come on, that's fair. After all, we're all preaching conversation, communication to ourselves in this social media street, right? Mm-hmm.
Are you playing? What type of playing is this? This is playing.
It's fair that he's asking for communication. After all, communication, you know, divorce cannot fix it. It's communication that can fix it. That's all you need, right? After all, he just communicated too, right? What happened to dialogue? There's a second thing he said. He said, you can't tell me you didn't see signs. This video is full of all the different rhetoric that are being pushed around the social media that is actually perpetuating the divorce rate. Okay? Communication, obviously, surface, paper. It makes sense, right? But what else? He asked, after divorce, now what else? Let's just pretend we can't move on from divorce, right? But you're now stuck. Now what? You are a husbandless, wifeless person, right? So you know that in that society, that's a shameful thing. I beg, help me hit the like button. Thank you. Let's bring more people into the room. We're gonna get through this. All right, so number one, people that end up in abuse, they do have, because they've gone through a full life cycle of romance, right? Potentially marriage is what we're talking about, right? Usually there's been like thousands of dialogue in that, okay? It's just that they don't know what they're doing. So if somebody give bass, the other person say boss. They don't take the time to understand where they're coming from. Just like, for example, it's been demonstrated right now. When we say abuse, right? There are people that literally think that just means physical. Like the lawyer gentleman said earlier, there are people that think it means physical, just physical. Because emotional, what is that? That's all that nonsense woke people language. What is emotions, right? Financial, what do you mean financial? Just talk it out now. So it's still fair, but he's on the surface, right? This rhetoric needs critical thinking, okay? He needs critical thinking. The other side of it is that science, the reality, the only thing that's constant in life is change, okay? Yeah, precisely. Caused by humans. Change. Like, it just doesn't fall out of the skies, right? Of course, it's not just humans, but everything. With regards to everything human experience, and even this environment that we live in, the only thing that's constant is change. So, in the form of human, what that looks like is people are evolving. People are revealing more of who they are. Not because they want to lie to you, no. Stop the cap. We're talking about you as well. We're not talking about just your partner now.
Stop the cap.
We're talking about you as well. People evolve, okay? What you were 2 years ago is not what you are today. It evolves. It evolves for many, many, many reasons, particular to individuals, but also influenced by our general surrounding, the society at large. So it's not necessarily true that somebody who is beating you now has been beating you from day one. That just doesn't make any logical sense. Even logical self, it doesn't make any sense, But I guess it makes sense on paper. It depends on how far you can think, right? I guess it makes sense that you can think, you saw the signs. Did you vet properly? To me, it's always a stupid question. Okay? To me, not you're stupid, the question itself. I'm trying to be nicer. The nicest word I can use is stupid. It's always, why didn't you vet? Okay? People, depending on what situation you find yourself, the way you react will be different from situation to situation, depending on the context, depending on how you were raised, depending on what you are reacting with presently. There's a few factors involved in that. So, Daniel, it remains small. Daniel, you cannot dialogue with a coconut head. Jeez. Fixing a mistake is wisdom. Staying there is madness. That's another level. Another level that it might be hard to get Daniel to. But maybe you never know, Mongo Pada would beat you for embarrassing him by inviting elders to come and talk to him. Voila. Yeah, exactly. It's like he's in a bubble, not the real world. And how far is dialogue working for him with all its separations? We're getting there. Let me see. Team anti-divorce all sound dumb. I'm disappointed with CRUSE TV. You love CRUSE TV like that? This is my second video of them I'm seeing, actually. They should screen their debaters. No, the reality, film girl, is that there are too many smart, quote-unquote smart, intelligent people that think like them. We need to have this dialogue. Shout out to Daniel. We need to talk about it, because if you don't talk about it, they will hide it. They need to talk more, okay? And we need to be open to other views, so that at least we can see how some people think, so we can course correct or pay attention, right? Trust me, we need to hear this. Let's keep going.
That the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. The argument started. Okay, let me go and cook it more. He said, what man dead?
Okay, you get divorced and then what?
A friend of mine was starved to death.
Jesus.
Just because of beans. That the beans was not soft enough for a man to eat. The argument started. Okay.
All right, so at the very minimum, in addition to the beans not being soft, that person is also a sick person, okay? It can't just be because of the beans. That's cap, okay? At the minimum, there's additional reasons why that person will participate in that kind of behavior, abusive behavior. It's not just the beans.
Let me go and cook it more. He said, why is it taking so long? Just for the woman to say, it's beans. You allow it to solve, and he said it's too strong. Bah! Started punching the woman. She retaliated to save her life. The next thing the man did, he picked a bottle beside him. A pregnant woman with 3 months child in her womb. Before she rushed to the hospital, she passed away.
The very first digital product that I created was an online course, and in my very first month made me over 50.
Yeah, there's more to that story, okay? At the very minimum, that person is mental, right? It cannot be because of beans. And I can't afford that you go out there and think that they're just unwary. Well, it's still weary. But a person or like a sizable amount of people that will just pick up bottles just because beans, no. There's more to the story. And the reason why I want you to think that way is because I want you to pay attention to beyond surface level rhetoric, because she's also speaking from a place of experience. She's had this experience. She says she's been in coma 3 times. So she will probably, if she goes on the internet to search for more stories around it, she will search for more bottle stories like that. Okay? Balance is needed in this rhetoric. So at the very minimum, there may be signs that have shown that this person is crazy. And if a person is acting erratic and they're moving mad, that's why I said don't wait until, you don't have to wait until it's physical. If the person simply if they lack self-respect in the way they move, at that point in time, guess who's going to be on the receiving end of that later? Because if they do, they can't give what they don't have. Like, don't wait until you find out they are crazy enough because of beans. Let's even squat. That's extreme stories. Is it possible? Yes, because that person is an extreme individual that belongs in Yaba left. That's what they call it, right? Right? It's very likely it's more likely you're going to be married to a person who is not Yaba left. You're going to be married to a normal person, right? That you don't check when they start to show that they don't value you, right? You gotta pay attention.
And my name is Elizabeth Udo.
Elizabeth Udo. Shout out to Natu. Natu, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you. Yay. Oh, I love me. Anti-divorce will blame her friend self for talking back to explain that beans needs to soften. Yeah, there's more. And we gotta dig in deeper through that. Not to exonerate the person, is to, at least on this platform, so that we can understand there are other nuances. It might show by, why do you leave this paper here? It might show by, well, I bought you something yesterday, I'm going to take it back from you. It might show by, there's so many things, like, I'm going to take everything away. I'm going to take all the credit cards away from you. You see, that one is not smashing bottle, right? But a person who would just move that way in a marriage, like, there's certain signs you look for. And I want you to pay attention to more so to those little, remember, cumulative, like the lawyer said, right? There are little cumulative things I want your spirits to be able to pick up before it gets too bad. Not because you're going to leave your marriage, because you will basically, you will not be able to tolerate it. You just be like, this is not a marriage. Let me back off for a second. It doesn't have to be a permanent decision, but let's back off of each other. Okay, we need counseling. We need coaching. There's a way you move, at least in 2024 in marriage, and that's not one of them. You don't get to take all the credit cards and cut them because we argued yesterday. Well, after all, it's your money. I know, but it's deeper than that. It's much deeper than that, because it could be your money, but that's actually not what we're talking about. And the fact that I have to sit down here and I have to break that down, like, okay, you need to talk to someone. You need to talk to a coach. Not a coach. Whatever. Help. Wise counsel. Okay? You need to talk to someone, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You can't have... That's abusive behavior, essentially, right? Abusive behavior does not just show up when somebody pick up a bottle. That's my point. Let's not take that woman's words and then you go on the internet looking for people that are smashing bottles. That's extreme situation. What I want you to worry about is little nuanced things, not so you can exit immediately, so you can check it when they show up, right? And the way you check it is a skill set around that too, right? And maybe then we can say, what happened to dialogue? Dialogue, it's not dialogue actually. That's a different conversation. We'll have that when we get there. But yes, let's see. Keeper, she's looking striking because she is reasoning how the woman was at fault. Let's keep going.
I'm 54 years old.
54
I'm a
years old.
divorcee of 11 years now. Hitting every time. Little thing a man will provoke, little time, little thing I will provoke. People say marriage is adorable. It's not enduring. As long as there is no hitting, no abuses, both from the husband or from the wife.
I feel like this, the top.
So she's not even saying just from the husband. She said both, like, right? Sometimes you just find yourself in that. Let me just be clear. Sometimes if you find yourself, you can still save yourself. Save yourself. Leave right now. Right now. Yeah, like right now. Okay. Let's not even. I don't know. I can't stress it enough. You know. I can't stress it enough. Okay. So you don't end up in a position where you can actually help people with marriage, but all you can talk about is hitting. That's not good either. If that's all you can talk about, okay? Because there's a lot of people listening, right? And even when people have not gone through it, they can start to internalize and it's like, is that what they're going to marriage go do? Just eat each other? And then you might find a lot of young people say, you know what? I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to try it. Now, is that a good thing? No, not across the board, right? So I don't know. I just feel like all I'm hearing from her is hitting, but maybe it's because of the conversation. Because this one's too, they kept going in heavy on why it shouldn't just be the solution. Let's keep going.
The topic they've been using is too subtle for.
Both from the husband or from the wife.
I feel like the topic they've been using is too subtle for you guys. So you have it, child. Male
Yes, I do. Male.
You have children, sorry, ma'am. Male or female?
Male, female.
Ah, beautiful. Okay, so like. We've been talking about physical abuse since. Let's say, for instance, now your husband sexually abused your daughter.
Jesus.
Are you going to stay with him?
God forbid.
God forbid. Yeah. But it happens. These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
I like how he said, yeah, God forbid. But it happens. What are you going to do?
God forbid. Yeah. But it happens. These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
First and foremost, let me tell you the truth. I would definitely want to find out that thing.
Wait, why?
Are you stupid? Are you a crazy person? You never mad? You know me before? Who be this one? Who the f are you?
Why is that answer not a straight up no, I will not be staying with him? Why is that answer? No, for real. That's not rhetorical. Answer in the chat. Why is that woman not just saying no?
First and foremost, let me.
These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
Will you stay with him after is a simple question. Why is she not saying no, I will not stay with him? Or why is it that I didn't hear at least, well, that's sad? That's a tough one. That's another phrase. Well, that's sad. That's a tough one. God forbid, bad thing. She did say God forbid. Right? Will you stay with him? Why is that such a difficult... yeah, let me come to the chat. Why is that such a difficult question to answer? Finger said, we know the green woman story is extreme, but the anti-divorce response to physical beating is appalling. Yeah, they are both on the extreme, which is the point of the argument, I guess. You know, so I'll give her a pass because I'm giving those ones pass too. A lot of pass because I'm dissecting their words small. Because honestly, my natural instinct wants to say these ones are crazy. But let's have the conversation because they do exist. Oh, you're absolutely right about that. There is both extremes, right? Oh, so this really right here. That was what triggered the hell out of me. Chiye. But legendary, thank you for earlier on. Hunty, it was a yes or no question, right? The wig tells me all I need to know. Marriott, where did you come out of with the wig shaming? Jesus, what's wrong with that wig? Let me see. What is wrong with that wig? Wait.
Let's say, for instance, now
I'm literally scrolling so I can see the wig.
your husband sexually abused your daughter. Are you going to
God
stay with him?
forbid.
God forbid.
Okay, so it was actually the other pro-divorce lady who said God forbid. No, it wasn't even her. She's processing her answers because the answer must be tailored to no divorce, period. I will never leave.
Yeah. But it happens. These are things that happen. Will you stay with him after?
What's wrong with the wig? This woman is a woman of a certain age. She can't wear a wig in peace. Jesus Christ. Oh, Bernie.
First and foremost, let me tell you the truth. I would definitely want to find out that thing.
No,
true
if
or
your
not,
daughter come and meet you, start asking her, is it true or not? If
she want to find out, did she say if I want to find out, I found out that thing? And the guy was like, you want to find out if it's true or not?
That thing.
no, if your daughter come and meet you, start asking her, is it true or not? If your husband sexually abused your child or your wife sexually abused your child, and you find out it's true, what are you going to do?
You know the beautiful thing about that question?
The question already included if you find out it's true. So there's no if you are going to find out. The question already included if you find out if it's true. And obviously the context of the question is also declare that we now know that that's actually happened. There's no need to tiptoe around the answer unless you have ulterior motives. Welcome, Chinye. Because she's an enabler of abuse, she will interrogate the victim to the max, even if it's a 3-year-old. Do we not know that these stories have existed in the past till today? Right? Ruth Abokoku. You know that your child cannot come up with something that heavy to lie about their father. I was speechless and angry. Oh, they do exist. We need to talk about it. That's why we're talking about it right now. Because in here, in our head, if she is not a missus, what is the point of life? I mean, that's what Daniel said earlier. He said, now divorce, now what? Like, it's the end of your life now. Now what? Right? Never mind what led to the divorce. Helmet of salvation. Just imagine. Wait, Holy Mary came out of nowhere with all caps. Just imagine she's still trying to find out an excuse to remain in the marriage. For God forbid, some women. Honestly, men have their own troubles, right? Obviously, but...
Oh, beauty!
I tell you, every bad behavior in relationships and romance today is enabled it's enabled by gender warrior on both sides. Gender warriors on both sides, okay? And they come in different forms. Maybe one day I will do all the different types of gender warriors. Her wig looks good to me. Chinye say her wig looks good. We don't like her, therefore we don't like her wig. It's simple. See, I should have known that. No, but all right. Chinye got missed that one. I was scrolling to look for the wig. Her wig tell us she's in the Jesus Master gang. What's the Jesus Master? Is it those ladies that Auntie B reviewed one time like that? Find out what thing. Are you okay, Auntie? If she wasn't saying what she said, I would have minded my business. You wouldn't have dragged that wig for filth. For the guy to be even choked, she tell you that this auntie is ridiculous. Anyway, let's continue.
I'm going to consider priorities. If I leave my spouse, right, what consequence do you think will be greater? Leaving that marriage is not going to reverse the emotional trust, right?
She says.
You know the beautiful thing about that question? I'm going to consider priorities. If I leave my spouse, right, what consequence do you think will be greater? Leaving that marriage is not going to reverse the emotional trauma. If I'm a mother and I didn't have any education whatsoever, I don't have a 9-to-5 job, I don't make any form of money at all, and I know I need that for financial assistance, I'm gonna say, look, I'm prioritizing my daughter's or my son's future ahead of this abuse. This abuse, it already happened. It's a bad thing, right?
Well, I
but
mean,
it already
if
happened.
you
But I'm
divorce, like, it's
prioritizing
stable.
that future.
There are countries that if you divorce, there will be financial compensation. So if you know you're going to get financial, if you know you're if you know you are going to get financial compensation from divorce, are you going to do it?
You never know. You shouldn't
if you
get
know.
divorced
No,
in situations like that. The reason
Who is going to help the man? Like the man needs help.
get divorced.
All right, so Daniel wants to come in and help. He said, "Let me help." Okay. What's the name of this young man? The one with the accent? Should we just call him Accent? Let's just call him Accent, all right? All right. So I'm a big fan of bringing certain educational material from the world of management and leadership into relationship. I am, but there's some nuances. If we're talking about any form of assault, even in a corporate setting, there's no getting away with that. There's no, oh, let's set our priorities. There's a reason why they preach safety first, even in the corporate setting. They say safety first. When you're talking about priorities, it's safety first. But when you bring in priorities and wherever is bringing that knowledge from, and he tried to tailor it into a marriage, and then it talks about priority first with the accent. What can I say about this man?
No, situations like that.
Who is going? All right, so this one said, who is going to help the man?
Going to help the man. Like the man needs help. Obviously,
So you came into my house, you burned down my house, you stole stuff from my car. Who's going to help you? Because you need help. You're a thief. They did you from your village. Who's going to help you?
Not be juju be that.
All right. Yes, those women are to be reviewed. Jesus Master. Oh, that was them, right? All right. I couldn't understand them, so I didn't. They were speaking a lot of Igbo. So, yes, the church mummies of Jesus never fails. This abuse can completely damage her future or death. Who raised this boy? What future? The man keeps abusing her till she's 18 plus. I am concerned about Daniel. What is he planning for his future wife? We haven't found out if he has a wife yet. Wait. That boy, yes, I said boy, doesn't know shit. He does look like a boy. I wonder how old he is. It's probably like 19 or something. But there's a lot of 60-year-old men who talk exactly like that. Don't be surprised, okay? It's a goddamn crime. Him get no sense. Let's continue. Anyway, Daniel's gonna help. He said, what? Okay, this young man, what's his name? Now we need to know the name of the one in green. It's green. He said, what concerns me with the help that he needs?
What do you mean? That's your husband.
I'm sorry, you're sexually assaulting my child and you're telling me I should be responsible for him.
Yes, you.
Bro, what?
As a
the man should be in jail.
Wife, you should be responsible for your. Has it been like that? Did you know that he has been like that?
After he assaults my daughter, after interrogating him, have you been like this? Is this your first time? Seriously.
So putting him in jail, how does that?
I'll be at peace knowing that whoever assaulted my daughter.
Are you sure you'll be at peace, or you're just imagining that?
Let me address a lot of issues that have actually been raised here.
Lawyer
most
man.
of which border on criminal allegations.
It's criminal. What? Border? No, it's criminal behavior. In fact, anybody who supports it in the name of pro-divorce, dare I say, they are criminals.
Oh my days, if
a man rapes a minor, that's a very grievous crime, regardless of whether he's the father or not.
Shit.
And the right steps that should be taken, because you're saying the emotional abuse has happened, you're right. But that daughter will grow up knowing that the mother condoned it. That's a greater emotional abuse.
That's even greater. That's more criminal behavior from the woman.
Not be juju be that.
Thank you, Jerry. I even missed that part when I first watched it.
So the best thing the mother can do at that point is to do everything to protect the child, which includes making sure that the father, if you're not going to at least report the father, you take the child away from that environment. But you can also, like I said, if you divorce this man, you have a legal claim to financial support that it would be binding on him.
If he has that kind of money, yeah.
If you leave, it would, that doesn't happen.
It's not always like that.
It is always like that. It depends. And like I said, once you're able to prove certain things in court, and when you're talking about if the man is not
we talk a lot about corruption.
Hold on. The man is not even, for some reason, convicted of that crime, because obviously the burden of proof is really high in cases like that.
If the burden of proof is already high, that means it's fair. So they really need to catch him like this. Once you catch him like this, which is the assumption for the sake of this conversation, if he has that kind of money, assets, financial resources laying around, then you can also claim some of that, right? It's a sad situation, yes, granted, but there's a child involved. Oh, how about he gets help? He gets help. Speaking of priorities, who should get help first? Right? He handed them this bait and they took it. You know, the obvious in the beginning, the conversation was about divorce, abuse, it should be adults, talk about it, dialogue. And this is how this young man in green shirt got them. He gave them an extreme example. And that extreme example required an extreme answer. A yes or a no. And they couldn't help themselves. He gave them the rope to hang themselves, essentially.
You have recourse to so many, like I said, the law is there to protect. A lot of times we just don't test the law in the courts, simply because we have this ideology that, it doesn't work. It works, it just takes time. Honestly.
But that does not mean that they are divorced.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked me that question.
Wait.
But that does not mean that they are divorced.
She's more concerned about the divorce. She's willing to do anything to avoid divorce, including putting a child in harm's way. Abi, am I stretching it? Is that not what she's saying right now? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, he asked me that question and it shocked me. I want to be sincere. He has answered. He has said exactly what I wanted to say. Separate.
No, Auntie, that's not what you wanted to say.
Abba, you lie. Why the fuck you lie?
Auntie, that's not what you wanted to say. You said exactly what you wanted to say. You were more concerned about staying married. And that's a problem. Because this could have been your daughter that came to you for advice. Maybe you're past that stage. Maybe you're just happy to be in a situation that's not bad too, right? A marriage. Maybe you're justifying, normalizing. But what if you have a young woman comes to you and say, hey, this is what happened? You're like, marriage is for life. Stay. Work it out. Let's seek some help for him. That will be the first thing. That will be the priority. Shout out to the accent boy. The priority is, what is going to happen in the future if you are divorced? You divorce now, what? The child will fall on the last, place in your priority, whatever. It's terrible. Terrible. Let me come to the chat for a second here. It's crazy. Oh my God. The white shirt man is looking for helper. Easy. The accent boy, that's the one in white, right? Abi. This guy with a shirt is married though, with a child. Shake my head. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. This whole thing is a mindset. But then that tells you how they're going to react when they end up in crisis, right? Yeah, he must have been assaulting young girls as uncle, neighbor, then continued as a father. Jesus. Ha! Film girl. I think Accent went through something as a child and was not given the help needed. So he wanted to make sure that the family is kept together, right? Shout out to you, Unwaba. Welcome. Baba lawyer Gege, crime, go straight to jail, straight up. Yep. Guy is white. Guy in white is a pedophile. Oh, is he wearing white? Daniel, is he wearing white? Confirmed. He is protecting his fellow predators. This is how they show their real selves to the world. God is showing us something. Any current or future partners to these people better pay attention. Wahala. Boma Prince will say, Ola, you're right. Welcome, Boma Prince will. True. Most of the child predators are family members or people in close proximity to the child. Most of the child predators are family. That's true. And it's a lot more people than we realize, sadly. Who are the producers of these knockoff shows? Jubilee worked well for a reason. They need moderation. See what cults like indoctrination has done to Madam Helmet of Salvation. Yeah, Auntie was trying to say, that's what I was trying to say. She wanted to steal all of the talking points from the lawyer. Anyway, and when they are sick and aging and their kids are no contact with them, they'll be surprised and cry about how they carried you for 9 months, but exposed you to a demon for 18 plus nonsense. She's changing mouth now. She could cover her husband predator. If nobody ever finds, basically what she told us is that if nobody ever finds out, if she's the only one that found out, she'll take it to her grave. It's too bad. Let's keep going.
I think that child from the father is the most important thing at that moment. So, but that does not mean that you are divorcing your husband. If this type of incident really happen, and you find out it is true, would you still marry that man? I will still be with my husband, but I forbid. Listen, I will still be with my husband. A man that will sleep with me and sleep with my daughter.
See, if I am the child, I'll arrest you and my father.
A man that God wedded to.
The green man says, if I was a child, I will arrest you and my father. Well, usually, unfortunately, the children are too. Yeah, sometimes the children will stay in that abuse for a long time, sadly. Which is why we're trying to hold this adult accountable. Like we can't wait for children to have to arrest you. You need to be a little bit more responsible, starting with how you talk in this respect, starting with your mindset about this type of events. It's crazy.
If I'm a lawyer, I would sentence him to death. What were you even thinking of? Oh God. Yes,
I will still be with my husband. But let me stand very well and talk. See, do you know that time?
No, you've already told us what you would do now, Auntie. It's okay, Auntie. It's not just you. There are many of you that think like that. We're just trying to educate you. It's terrible. It's crazy. All right? It's terrible, 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 terrible. But no, you have to own everything you just said. Jesus.
The man is already separated from me.
No. You said you will stay married, though, Auntie. Oh God, she's about to try to change it.
Stop the cap.
It's gonna get worse. She's about to get worse. Shall I? Oh my God. Oh Lord, she's going to explain tired.
We go explain because no evidence.
She already told us what she's going to tell us. That's the truth.
That does not mean I'm divorced from my husband.
Semantics. Lord is celebrated. That does not mean Auntie. Oh God. Let me take a breather. That smile on my face is hurting me because it's a sad situation. It's hurting my face. It's just I'm trying to find a place to put my face properly. Let's continue.
But that time, my own mind too is not even at peace with him. Because that is...
We know, but you will stay in it regardless. You will never know peace. People that do that, they never know peace. Right? Some have normalized it, they live through it, and eventually they just live on. And the trauma comes back on that child. Right? But... yeah, stop the cap. There are people that have lived through this and they normalize it. Absolutely. They pretend like it never happened.
A devilish act. Law can decide to take me to jail or whatever.
But you will not help the law. You will not cooperate. The law can decide.
That's if you report him.
Yeah, that's if there's a report made.
Yes. No,
you have to make a report too first, Auntie, because your daughter came to you and told you. That's the example. That's the use case.
There'll definitely be a report.
Oh, that is going to change.
Oh, there will be a report, Auntie. We don't believe you.
This is
Yeah,
Just speak the
they
fact.
should.
The man will definitely.
Oh, they're always speaking the facts, ain't they? I think ain't they? Aren't they? They're always speaking the fact and the truth. These are your truth tellers.
Be reported. But that does not feel mean that I will divorce my husband. I want you to get that fact.
That's what I will not divorce my husband. Get that fact.
I will definitely stay away from him.
What's the point?
For the period where he's going to receive his punishment.
If you actually are okay with that person doing that thing, and
I know how you feel right now. I do.
He shock you.
I never expected it.
Everyone's mouth is sharp tonight. That does mean they are not divorced. That does mean they are not divorced. I wish I could give that lady a hot slap through my phone. Useless woman. Okay, I cannot slap women, but since you asked for it, you know.
Sorry, yo.
You know me, I'm a gentleman. You know. I wonder if her kids have been assaulted and she hid it. I wonder. We know that she will hide it. That's what we know. If it ever happens. I'm glad this show happened. People will see how unsafe their kids are with people. Women put cameras in your kids' rooms and educate them about predators. Ruth Aboko Warren. Ruth is ready to follow her husband into heaven. If I'm her daughter, she is not coming close to my kids. Wahala. Another angle. Mommy Green said, as a lawyer, judge, and jury, I am burying you under the jail. Of course, she's dead ass. A father abusing his own daughter is a breach of trust to both mother and a child. Why remain in that situation? Of course, if you are Mommy Ruth Green. Or unless you are Mommy Ruth Green. Because, again, some of these bad behaviors are only possible at the scale that they happen because there's enablers on all sides of the gender. Okay? Auntie will protect husband in the name of keeping marriage and will shut the child up. Have we not heard those stories before? We have, you know. Anything to stay married. All these pygmishas, wahala. I think they are acting out a script. But Ben came late. I warned you about people that will come here and tell us they are acting out a script. Did I not? But Ben, you came late. And I warned us against that. Okay? The reason why it went viral is because there are people that think this way. I will repeat it. The reason why it went viral is because it touched a nerve. Okay, that's the algorithms only respond to people's mindset. So it wouldn't matter if it was completely a script or if it was acting. Someone posted to who the F raised me thread on TikTok. There's a thread called who the F raised me. Interesting. It's mirroring this convo a bit. And this case, this mother was accusing the daughter of wanting to sleep with her own father. Disgusting. Yes, we've seen those two before. Being in that type of marriage by no longer interacting with your husband is as good as divorce. Exactly. So they are stuck on the word. They are obsessed with the word divorce and marriage. And I tell you all the time, you can't put marriage on that pedestal. Marriage is a function of the people in it. If you are trash people inside of that marriage will be trash. If you are good people inside of that marriage, skillful people with that inside of that marriage will be good. You know, that's what it is. Anyway, I hope she's not a Sunday school teacher. I am not joking. They should remove her from any church activity involving children. That is not a joke. Absolutely. If you know, but the church, another story, another day. Anyway, what if he divorces you? It's not possible. No, but she's not divorced. Talking with both sides of her mouth wide open. Lati, welcome. Shout out to you, Lati. Yes, she will cover it. This kind of woman will hear the girl crying out at night and keep quiet. We've seen those before. She will call the family to beg him. Hish. No, more like follow her husband into hell. Hish. Not to say what damn script. It doesn't even matter. That's the point. Watching this foolish woman is traumatizing. Sorry, Bola Palma. Sorry. But Ben, make we no fight this night, I beg. You know, say your aburo love you. Wahala. Leave Brother Ben alone.
There is God.
Let's continue.
you still want to be with that person, the law doesn't have an issue with that. What I appreciate that she said was that she would take steps to ensure that the man is brought to book for whatever crime he has committed.
No, but she was capping, bro.
And the child is protected. Under, I think it's section 15(2)(c) of the matrimonial clauses, or 2B, it talks about adultery. And it says where the respondent has persistently and willfully committed adultery and the petitioner finds it intolerable to live with that person. If you've condoned an act and the man doesn't do it again, you cannot divorce on that once it is proven that you condoned it.
If Christ died for me,
not the Christ. Oh God.
Don't care, don't care, don't care, still don't care. I don't care, I don't. I don't care.
Not bringing in Christ, like, come on. Christ, Bitibao. Do we have to bring Jesus to this?
Jesus!
Do we have to? Let's see. Wait.
I've cleansed all my sins. I have been taught that forgiveness should be the key in everything. Assuming such a thing happens to me, I will go gaga. I will feel like tearing him apart with my hands. I am not going to divorce my husband. I will watch and see that he suffers very well and get to realize evil he has done. And my parents taught me that divorce is not an option in marriage. For better, we die here.
So if Coconut Head was a person, if Coconut Head was a person, right? That's it right there. So there are two issues. First of all, everything she just said, she capped. I don't believe her. I believe the first thing she said. Second of all, that mindset about divorce and marriage is precisely what is creating more divorces today. Okay? You have to love in a way that people feel free. Okay? You have to allow people, particularly, especially even women, you have to allow them to come and go as they will. Come and go doesn't mean they have to obviously cheat on you. If that's where your mind went when I said that, you have a deeper issue, right? You have to allow people to want to be in romance out of their own free will, because what else would you want? If they're not there out of their own free will, why would you want it, right? So now when you say, we died here, see that word divorce. So what is divorce in Yoruba language? Do we have it? Why are you obsessed with that word? What is the issue with that word? See, that coconut head is exactly what people bring into marriage, and they practice, they use ideologies that needs to be pivoted, that needs to be adjusted to the context, right? This is why people jackpot and they end up in divorce, because they have coconut head. So even though when they gave her a case where she could say, no, we're not doing it, that's too much. That's too much. Of course, it's just a sad situation. We can't keep going. Her life will never be the same again. She couldn't. She kept coming back to the word divorce because her parents told her that divorce is not an option. But she will watch the man suffer. Crazy. It's crazy. She's lying. Absolutely, she's lying. I wonder, even if I were an actor, why would I agree for my face to be tied to the stupid side of a debate? I mean, if they're acting, they're doing a good job, right? Lie. She just said it not look more horrible than she already looks. She just said it to not look more horrible. Yep. MOP, I think even hell will reject them both. Voila. Hanti have brought Bros J into the matter. Haba. Alright, so there's a lot we're talking about here. You know, they're mirroring actual characters in the society. Facts. We have heard the stories now everywhere. These stories are everywhere. And this is why, and they're everywhere. They are more so everywhere than any good marriage story. We know now. Come on. Now, we're saying it's majority of the situation, but it's kind of scary to have people come and validate it with their talking points. It's scary, man. Exactly. Divorce is just a legalization of lack of commitment. Just like marriage is a legalization of commitment. They are so stuck on words. Yeah, like, Don't worry about marriage or divorce. If the underlying relationship is bad, your marriage is not a marriage. Okay, I don't care what paperwork you sign with the state. It's not really a marriage. If forgiveness will take place, let the demon be rotting in jail first. This woman in orange is the type of Christians my pastor preaches about. Open your eyes, so don't be oblivious about his going around you. Madam Helmet was taught. Did she read her Bible herself? Is she Jesus, the wiper of sins? Wahala. Anyway, let's keep going.
Appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers in the first quarter of this year.
Your child needs these 3 factors to get into an Ivy League or top 25 university.
Divorce should be normalized.
Divorce is not the problem. You have to come and prove to the court that these things happen before the court grants you a divorce. So if someone has gone through these circumstances in life and has decided they are no longer willing to go through those circumstances, why should the society force or stigmatize them for making that choice? I feel that is hypocritical because there's something they say, it's the person that wears the shoe that knows where it is.
But yes.
I don't think the society should stigmatize people who are divorced.
Because they have not been in that shoe that you are. When I first separated from my husband, we started with separation. We separated for about 7 times before I found out that if care is not taken, one person head will enter 6 feet. So it is better for us to stay alive, to watch our children grow, train our children.
But accent, that is priority. I know he was very particular about priority earlier on. She said it's better for us to stay alive. That will be a person assessing the situation and say, you know what? The priority is self-preservation. Even if we have a chance of coming back together, let's make sure that we're good first.
Nurture them in the will of the Lord. So many people said a lot of things. Church came in, villagers came in, family came in. You can imagine the trauma.
Something that I find really unfortunate is that the stigma doesn't even stay with the man, it's the woman. The man is most likely free to just continue his life like it never happened. It's the woman, and I understand because obviously she has children and those children are attached to her. But at the same time, I think the society should be able to see through what that woman has gone through, and rather than stigmatize her for her decision, have empathy for the situation she has found herself in. Generally, marriage is a contract. At least under the law, it's a contract. Under religion, it's an oath or a vow.
A covenant.
Like every other contract, you can decide to pull out. Then you should be allowed to. I don't see how that is a problem to any other person.
I believe that if a couple goes into marriage knowing that like divorce...
Before that young man talks, vow, oath, covenant, contract, business. Call it whatever you want. People get stuck on the marriage is a business, it's a transaction. Doesn't have any. These things I'm teaching you or I'm sharing with you on this platform is applicable to any type of relationship, including business, especially romantic relationship. All those things are semantics. Okay, bottom line is that value first. Value. If you don't have any value, right, no intrinsic value, you will go bankrupt. The whatever you call it, vow, oath, business, relationship, well, even relationship, right? But that's the underlying thing, right? Business, transaction, whatever you want to call it, feel free to call it. You will be bankrupt if there's no intrinsic value involved in it. If all of it is fluff, if it's just about money or looks, right? If it's just about your stupid ideologies that came from 1960 that doesn't change form because we call it culture and tradition, it just doesn't change, it just stays right there, right? It will go bankrupt and you collect poto. Very, very simple, you know. So we can call it any word we like and do all semantics, smart, intelligent, common sense. It doesn't matter. You look at another human being, if you're not bringing value to them, whatever relationship you have with them, eventually it will be bankrupt. Very simple. And if you can't see it that simple, if you complicate it with discombobulated English psychological everywhere, you will just collect. It won't matter. It will hurt just as much, even worse. Because you'll be like, I thought I figured this out. No, you didn't figure shit out because you can't keep it simple. I bring value to this person's life. And then, obviously, as a function of time, seasons, you harvest, right? If you can't think of it simply that way, you're going to collect.
Divorce is an option. Nobody would want to spoil the marriage knowing that divorce can happen. That's basically it for me.
It's not a big deal. If you try to make it work, it does not work. Oh girl or boy, put the paper down, sign them, rest your head. Marriage is not by force.
Can the disagreeers now speak?
They're gonna speak.
Where did we get lost in society?
This guy is a character.
How, Sway?
Is that where did we get lost in society? The question is, how did he get lost in what they just said? Because everything they said made sense to me, but maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Where did we get lost in society? Let's keep going.
I think it should be normalized. You made vows on that wedding day. You made vows. Now, if anybody can divorce willy-nilly, what is the point? Children are the beginning of empires. Now, if you're going to be shaping them and giving them the example that vows are just protocol, till death do us part is just protocol, I wonder what kind of parent you are. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you got cheated on, right, and your wife divorces you, right, are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knows she can divorce you anytime?
Why did I cheat in the first place?
She!
Baba! Okay, you made a vow. Okay, last time I checked, I thought it was two-way. But
she cheated on you. Yes. Are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she, right?
Wait.
Are you going to be comfortable till death do us part is just protocol? I wonder what kind of parent you are. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you got cheated on, right, and your wife divorces you, right, are you going to be comfortable with the
no, he actually said if you got cheated on you and then she divorces you.
Fact that she just did it because she knows she can divorce you anytime?
Why did I cheat in the first place?
She cheated on you. Yes. Are you going to be comfortable with the fact that she just did it because she knew that she could divorce you anytime?
She can't do that.
Are you going to...
Ninja, two things, okay? Gentlemen, listen to me. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Oh, gentlemen.
I never spelled it.
No. Actually, is this more like this one? I need you to pay attention. Okay.
Sorry.
If she cheated, one strike. And then on top of that, she wants to leave, 2 strikes. Why do you want to keep that situation? I want to see something. Tell me, why do you want to keep that situation? Where's your self-respect? See, the issues that this man wants to talk about are not the issues. This is confusion. Why do you want to keep that marriage? I don't understand. 1, she cheated. 2, she wants out. Mara said, Mommy Green is the hero I needed today. She should be talking to women of all ages. Marriage is a marriage. Safeguard your life and sanity first. Exactly, Marriott. You can see she was invested in a marriage and tried to make it work. She did try to make it work. It worked till it become a matter of life, of course. Life first. Last option. Did this boy just insult in grandmama? I swear, this Azent boy is my biggest problem in this episode. Is he? How many empires does he know? Have empires now? Accent might have abandonment issues. Did his parents leave him behind? Stop shaming him. Let's address the talking points he has. Yeah, I want to slap this boy so bad. The one on TV with Cookie and Lucius Lyon. That was the worst show ever. That show held me hostage for no reason. I didn't understand it. He raised himself. Stupid boy. Go to a therapist and stop projecting on Mommy Green. He will soon learn. I hope he lands in the hands of a city girl who will show him fire, but such people She cheated and then she went out. You should go in a corner and cry. I understand that. Okay? But Ninja, you shouldn't want to be in that relationship. Are you okay? Oh God. Let's continue.
Are you gonna really have
She
that?
can't do that actually. Yeah, legally, you can't cheat and then bring a case to court to say I want to divorce because I cheated.
Can I ask you a question?
It doesn't make any sense. That's the third, not the third strike, but it doesn't make any sense. People don't cheat and then want divorce. If they want divorce, they'll be using another reason. Not, they might say irreconcilable differences. They might get away with it because they cheated on a man. Because the man might not want to come in public and say they cheated on me. Right? But she can't just go to court and cheat and say, well, I cheated, I want out. She will just make matters worse for herself because there are laws against adultery in the law. Yeah, you didn't know that, huh?
You got married to a woman that is stronger than you.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Every little thing, she threatens you that she's going to bully you, she's going to bully. Every time she bully, your father comes in, the church comes in, the uncles come in. She still remains.
The village
You
people.
still go ahead to marry that woman.
There's something in dating, right, and age that relates to each other.
What?
When you're dating at the right age, you build emotional intelligence.
What?
So when you know that a case is gonna come like that, when you know there's a probability of that, right, you create contingency plans.
What?
Right, now that contingency plans might not be divorcing, but there are other methods.
It shouldn't be a normal thing. Obviously, they're not here. It shouldn't be a normal thing.
Sorry.
Did he just use the word contingency? It's dating and age. And then I'm done. I'm lost. Okay. All right. And the accent was flowing so eloquently. I don't know where the accent from. I know I hear American accent being forced, but Lord help me. How do I address this boy? Date, age, and then there's something, and then contingency plan in place. Not like that exactly, but you know, there's something. Okay, I don't know. What did he say again? Let's go back a little bit. He's the star of the show. Stop the cap. He's the star of the show.
You know that a case is gonna come like that. When you know there's a probability of that.
If you know there's a probability, he used the probability word, contingency word. He used what else did he use? All the words. Emotional intelligence. He even used our own emotional intelligence. Nobody should do that. He even used the word the phrase emotional
I
intelligence.
never spelled it.
Right.
Every little thing, she said.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Every little thing, she threatens you that she's going to bully you, she's going to bully. Every time she bully, your father comes in, the church comes in, the uncles come in. She still remains. You still go ahead to marry that woman.
There's something in dating, right, and age.
Unless that was a jump cut, because I didn't see the answer.
That relates to each other. When you're dating at the right age, you build
the right
emotional intelligence. So when you know that a case is gonna come like that, when you know there's a probability of that, right, you create contingency plans. Right, now that contingency plans might not be divorcing, but there are other methods.
Oh, the contingency plan must not be, he doesn't want it to be divorce, right? But there are other methods, methodologies, and tools that you can bring into this.
It shouldn't be a normal thing. Obviously, they're not here. It shouldn't be a normal thing.
So what they're saying is that divorce should not be a normal thing. What they are refusing to understand is that divorce is more on the side of effect than it is a cause. It's a symptom more than it is the disease. There are things happening that leads to divorce. People don't wake up every day. Never mind the slow ones, gender warriors on the internet. People just don't wake up and just say they want divorce. No, that's generally not how it happens. Has it happened before? I'm sure. Okay, I'm sure your sister one day just woke up and said, I want to be a city girl. I don't want to marry again. I'm sure that has happened before. It's not majority of the cases. Majority of the cases, there are issues that are happening underlying, okay, relationship never mind the marriage. That's just a word at this point. That a person comes to a conclusion, you know what, it's better we go our separate ways. So if you're finding that divorce is now the normal thing in society, you know what, because there's some other issues that have been becoming normal that shouldn't have been tolerated or encouraged. The case in point, your husband assaulted a daughter, and you have normal human beings waking up and say, I will never leave the marriage. Their point of contention, what concerns them the most in that topic, is that they will never leave that marriage. That's a big deal. That's an issue, right? Even more so because even if you say it's just a mindset, it's even worse, because that means it shows up in different forms in life. It shows up in different aspects of society and relationships, not even necessarily husband and wife alone. It's a mindset. It's even worse. That means it has a bigger power. It has a larger stronghold on the lives of people. Because if it's just stuck here, we just say, at least maybe it will never happen to us, so we don't have to worry. No, it's a mindset. That means she will never adjust her thinking. She will never apply critical thinking in anything in life. And she's probably trained kids in that way too. I mean, we're having the conversation.
Take a look at our society currently, for example, how people are just diving into divorce with any little discomfort. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. People
diving into divorce with any little discomfort.
No longer want to manage, not even manage, like build. Now that people are saying we should not stigmatize, they should stigmatize them, because if you don't stigmatize them, that is why they will.
So what he's saying is that they should shame them.
Feel very free.
Exactly.
Your husband just raised his voice at you a little.
As I said, that's my point.
Too bit, or the wife did not.
This is the white guy, right? The white shirt guy.
Cook soup for you the way you like it. You just get a divorce. They should stigmatize them. People will say, "Oh, it's only the women."
If the stigmatizing is working, they won't be leaving. For simple, stupid reasons, right? If the stigmatizing, the shaming tactic, the shaming method, if it's working, right, they wouldn't be doing it. So it's not working. Now what? Remember when you said now what in the beginning?
And who gets stigmatized? No, people no longer want to go into relationships with single fathers anymore.
That's cap. Single fathers are getting wives all the time. Single mothers are also getting married all the time.
They are being stigmatized, so it is good. They should continue stigmatizing them. Maybe that one will help them to think.
No, at the society level, is there some kind of like people say, I will never, never? Yeah, when they're running their mouth, when they're not in that situation. But people do get married to single mothers and single fathers all the time, okay? I will never, never preferences? Yes, you're going to see everybody say, I will never do that. Right? Preferences? There's a difference between preferences and reality. Aha. No, stay with me. There's a difference between preferences and reality. And the reality doesn't mean they settled for. Sometimes they settle down. Okay? Let's keep going.
Okay, at least if I cannot fight for my marriage, what about the people that will be insulting me that I couldn't stay in marriage, or the people that will be saying, oh, I carry children for her, they no fit dates me ahead.
You believe people are like just...
All right, so that's common sense for you right there. If you ever, whenever I say common sense, that's it right there. Pardon me, let's come to the chat. It looks like you guys love this kind of reaction more so than... Do you prefer this kind of reaction more than the celebrities stuff that we cover? Let me know if you prefer this more. I would like to know that right now, real time, live, if you prefer this to the other celebrity stuff we cover during the course of the week. Let me know. Yes, he has abandonment issues, so clear. Mommy Green fought for her marriage for 25 years after being sent to coma 4 times. It's not being at all. And his born boy is asking how we got lost. Yaba left. Come and collect your somebody. That's the question he merengued his way through and didn't answer. Maybe she's cheating because your love is like super glue. She's hoping you will let her go. Wahala. I wish the auntie pinned him down and said, Bia, you this boy, answer the damn question. Oh Lord. CCAP, emotional intelligence is now lost lost and confused as hell. This show is problematic. They don't have the right guest. He is what, 22? There are 60-year-old men who think like this. Okay. Most yeah, the age thing in this topic, no, it doesn't matter. There are 60-year-old women who actually talk like this. I have seen them. I know so. I mean, what about the auntie? The auntie is more than 22 now. Things I hate about this group of people: that man's hat and this wig, accent, and animated face while he spewing nonsense. Too much English from this young man in monkey coat with plenty accent. Sounding like a teenage church member. Ola even confused like brother emotional intelligence wahala. I was confused. It's like, what? Date and age, emotional intelligence, I'm confused. That's how you build what? This guy.
Sorry.
Plenty big words without making logical sense. What other methods, small boy? Tell us we want to know. Dialogue, priorities. Anyway, it's giving manipulator vibe. There's no way in this life that this boy will collect coma 4 times and not divorce when he is at the receiving end. He won't even be there for it to happen. He probably never heard that. He was probably stuck on this point. He probably never heard the woman say 3 times coma or 4 times, right? Using big words while spewing nonsense should be a crime. Trust me, I've done that before. There are other aspects of my life where I try to use big words to cajole myself, and then like I get caught. When you don't know what you're doing, you just get caught, and they're like, "Oh my bad, I'm sorry," and then you humble, and then you learn the skills. You learn what you need to learn, because you're not gonna get it in real life. You go bankrupt if you do fluff. Anyway, it is a reaction to a trigger, but what is the trigger? Exactly. Using cause and effect analogy. Thank you, Jare Chidima. You get it. You get it. Sister Taya or heavy arrow. Onyara. That sounds like a curse. Jesus. In this situation, it's not a little discomfort. Address the issue where there is the dangerous, life-threatening abuse small, Oga. You know, the lawyer said that. I said it's a lot of small events, I'm paraphrasing, that has cumulative effect over time. That's the part that some of these people are refusing to learn because of coconut head. There's a lot of little things, resentment. You talk to them anyhow. They don't want to offend you. They kind of go into their corner, and then tomorrow they say, well, it's better. I thank God I did. But resentment, they store small. One day they blow up in your face. One day they just pull the plug, and you say, well, they just came out of nowhere because we argue small. No, it has been building over time. Okay. Now, of course, if you don't know the real definition, the actual definition of emotional intelligence, you won't understand, right? Anyway, is that why people get divorced? Thank you for watching this for us. I'm losing brain cells. Liar Muhammad. Stigmatizing people will not stop divorce. It will continue to happen. They play. Yeah, because it's not the cause. The divorce is not the cause. The divorce is after effect. So you can't stigmatize or use shaming to stop divorce. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, it makes sense to lames. Okay, people that lack game, they don't understand that. They struggle with that because in their head, shame is the result of bad behavior. Well, actually, that's not true. Shame, right? The shame that we all feel is a function of value. You have to instill the value first. If the value is empty or the value is outdated, shame does not exist. You can't use it as a verb and then expect positive result, as in shaming, right? Shame is not necessarily a bad thing if it's coming from a place of value. Like, hey, I'm ashamed of myself. I'm disappointed in myself. I know better. Right? That's different than, oh, in my opinion, that's bad behavior. Let's just shame you back to good behavior. Help yourself. It's not going to work. It's not, forget me, okay? I can't predict if it's going to work or not. It's not working. It's not working. You know? Nobody get married to be divorced the next day. And make sure it's good or la. We can do celebrity stuff plus this type of topic. Awesome. I think so. Yes, I prefer this to celebrity stuff. Who celebrity help? Fibga said she preferred this. That child, so we're gonna have to mix it. Even. That child talking has a very long way to go. These people are watering down DV. Imagine them say your husband just raised voice at you and you want to leave. How about teach boys and men to do better? What hell? Exactly. What the hell is a small argument? Let's keep going.
Jumping into divorce, right?
They are. Look at the society.
Do you also believe that people are also just jumping into marriages? Mostly married are married. Yeah, so those people that are married, should they be allowed to divorce or not?
This is the reason why.
Oh, they love that part. People should not jump into marriage anyhow. They love that part. Wait.
Churches will make you go through series of what they call
Counseling.
See, we are talking about like the whole world. You can't just talk about like just churches.
No, I'm telling you that if all churches or if they can say if you want to get married, go through the process of counseling, they can normalize that. Since you want to say they should throw marriage away.
Okay, see, instead of throwing marriage away, that actually makes more sense because like if you want to divorce, you need to go to.
But we are not talking about that right now. We are talking about
still
divorce.
the same thing.
We're not talking about that right now.
Divorce have like you have like a long list of things you need to go through before you can divorce. When you are being
let me
or you fall out of love.
Some people just divorce because of
for the slightest reason, especially
the divorce.
Your soul be hammering on divorce with so much pleasure.
Auntie Orange.
Maybe
Auntie Orange does not want anybody to divorce anymore. Our children are out on the streets. We don't want divorce.
Continue.
Okay.
coming from a divorced home. Maybe he has lived with those who are from a divorced home and he has seen one-hand experience of what it is there. All this beating and all that stuff.
I'm from a very stable family and I've not really seen or experienced divorce firsthand. But I've seen people that should have gotten divorced. So that is one of the main reasons why I'm here. I believe divorce should be normalized, not something that people have to go through lots of process just to get to.
You people.
All right, so he seems like the most stable person outside of the lawyer on the panel. So I don't know what. Okay, I get what Auntie is doing. Auntie is doing her own shaming tactic. Yeah, maybe he has gone through a little divorce and then he's like, so he's trying to normalize it. He's teaching our children the young thing.
I think you can just walk into court and
exactly what I'm saying. You can't just divorce like that.
That is not. You cannot even divorce within 2 years.
No,
without the leave of court.
There's no such thing as you just run to court and you just divorce because of small argument. Okay, I've listened to that enough times. I was trying to be nice, but
Sorry.
That's stupid. Okay, divorce is not easy. It's not easy before, during, or after. It's the worst thing any human being want to put themselves through, just because they endure small arguments.
Jádánù jẹ́ rapture wèrè dànù where you dey rapture dànù kúrò lórí life mi òpó nóòṣì.
And what that means is that you have to first ask the court, can I divorce? And there are grounds, rape, bestiality. Jesus. Sometimes if you marry within bloodlines or if you marry within relatives, let's say you marry someone that was insane, someone that was not capable, there's very strict requirements.
But this is
within
they are venturing divorce because they feel it's normal, because it's normalized. It's easy for them to bring
that's what I'm saying now. It's easy for them to bring it, but they still have to prove.
You can't just wake up and look at your wife, look at your husband that you love so much. You went to the altar and wear a ring, dance, do this. Said, you know they do again. That there is something. There is something that will make you to do that thing.
I saw war. I saw bombing.
There is a reason. There are causes.
I would say it's not normal to divorce, and it's not also good to stay in abusive marriage.
Even Auntie is still very traditional. She's not trying to say it's normal to be divorced because that thing is still in her head, that mindset, that conditioning, right? But she knows what she's experienced. It's like, dude, nobody, like that's not even a statement. Divorce being normalized is not even a reality. There are other things that are being normalized, like abusive relationships. No, that should not be tolerated. Not only is it not going to be tolerated, it shouldn't be tolerated. You know, wahala. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get somewhere today.
Before a man or a woman would do that, just cutting to this place. I will not say divorce is good and it's sweet. It's not sweet too. It's very bitter.
Yes.
I don't know how to put it. Look at it back and front before you do it, because it's not rice and beans and stay alive.
I can take that from her. She's saying assess the situation properly before you do it. Right? But usually by the time people file for divorce, they were gone long time ago. They were long gone. You probably just weren't paying attention. So you go about saying for the slightest argument. You say stupid things like that. It tells me that you lack the ability to think critically. It's not a crime, just what it is. Right?
Live in love, and the two of you actually really love each other. There is nothing you cannot work out.
It is not only abusing marriage that can make somebody divorce.
Yes.
Not even on the top 3 or 5.
All right, so we're gonna avoid the abuse thing, right? So let's see if we can get somewhere today, right? We're gonna avoid that part. Let's bring in some light mood, because artists like, yeah, okay, you won. Let's get into some other things. Let's see where she's gonna go with this.
It's not even there. It's not even up there. 8th of January 2024. I think that's when it was released. It was a Forbes list. Domestic violence is there, but
Wait. Not the Forbes list. Jesus Christ. Where are we going with this? I've seen it, but I don't remember. It's a few days ago, about 2 days ago. Where's she gonna go? Where is he gonna go with this Forbes list stuff? 8th of January 2024. Let's get there.
I think that's when it was released. It was a Forbes list. Domestic violence is there, but there are things way above. I'm not saying it's a discredit domestic violence. We have lack of commitment there, lack of education when your spouse is illiterate.
When your spouse is illiterate, cause of divorce.
We have substance abuse, so many other things, right? Domestic abuse was either 7th or 9th. So I was just thinking we could treat the other things instead of focusing on violence and all.
So many.
It's very.
Communication, lack of communication. It can
cause divorce.
Make a marriage so.
That one is worse.
See, what I just have to say.
It's so simple. It only has to do with dialogue. If you're saying you pass through beating, maybe you don't pass through the one that passed.
That's an example.
No, but I just want to
Wait,
say
what?
pass
What?
through beating, maybe you don't pass through the one that passed.
Victim Olympics. Victim Olympics. You can say you passed through something, but you've not passed through what I passed through. Let's keep going.
Example.
No, but I just want to tell you the truth.
She said she don't go for that. She said she don't go for that.
Marriage is till death do us part.
Okay, it's PART.
Of course, marriage
Do us
is
part.
till death do us part. I mean, for example, you were wedded in church. Definitely, the officiator would ask those questions.
Okay, so these are the 3 people that agree with that statement. Okay, I actually agree with that statement. Okay, it's just not written in stone, and marriage is between 2 people, not 1 person. Right, so the 2 people have to like almost simultaneously uphold vows. Right, if 1 person deems that the other party deems, not has to be the reality, just perspective that the other party is not holding it, it doesn't exist. Null, void.
Tell you till death do us part, and you say yes, I do. So
When you're already in the process of dating and all, fiance or fiance, whatever, you're already thinking consciously and subconsciously in your mind, this is going to be, I mean, that's what I would think. This is going to be it. It's death or nothing else. So it's just, I think it's intrinsically obvious.
Growing up, we were told that marriage is till death do us part. So I strongly believe in that. And my parents never divorced. All the people around me never did that. So marriage is till death do us part.
Can the disagreeers speak now?
Hi everyone, Mark Barden here at Sandy Hook Promise. On December 14th, 2000.
Already the Bible said that it hates divorce. And also the Bible said that marriage is the doer's part. But when I was growing up,
Auntie also said bet. You know, once you do bet like that, she's just trying to say like, listen, all of that, everything I just said, never mind. Okay. And like, never mind what I just said. Okay, bet. Wait, to pardon my manners. You guys have been talking. Let me see. Omo, can we finish this today? I doubt it though. That was they're talking about emotional intelligence. Like exactly, there are legal grounds to qualify for divorce, which includes length of separation. Yep. Marching into court and ordering the judge to grant them divorce. That's not how it works. This is not a telenovela. Love is not enough to keep people together. The best thing my mother did was to leave my father. The guy was something else. Wahala. Madam Helmet, why are you yelling? Wahala. She's been whispering sometimes. Beyond Brace says this particular guy is dumb. Which one? The one in white or green? Or the one in well, he hasn't. Which one? Beyond Braids? Welcome Beyond Braids. Wait, let's see. Azent is related to someone in production. There's no way he was brought here for this, for his wisdom. You think it's Azent? The Azent's like water, right? No taste, no color, no odor. Anyway, Azent is related to someone in production. There's no guy cover that. Think that this Azent went to fall. I'm done. You guys are dragging him. Why now? Leave him alone. At least the Azent got him on the show. The Azent went to Forbes. Does his village people know Forbes? Film girl, how many Nigerians did they poll? Our problems universal. He is not very bright. I can't stand this boy's accent. Jesus, his accent is the star of this show. Stop the cap. Stop. You guys should stop. You guys give his accent so much.
The cap.
So much attention. His accent is the star of this show at this point. Okay, let's stop the cap. Okay, Madam Helmet was always told she never knows herself. Wahala. Yeah, she never know. The guy with monkey jacket. Wait, what is monkey? Oh wait, Village Motiwa. What is monkey jacket? Let me see. I think it's the Azens guy. Let's see.
I found out that 2 of my friends died inside marriage.
Jesus.
I married at the age of...
Oh, this is okay. That's the monkey jacket. You're right.
19. My husband started hitting me when my child was 4 days old.
Wait, what?
My husband started hitting me when I found out that 2 of my friends died inside marriage.
Jesus.
I married at the age of 19.
All right, she married at the age of 19.
My husband started hitting me when my child was 4 days old. I move along with it so that the both sides will not hear. My parents should not hear. My auntie should not hear. But I almost lost my life inside that marriage. I tried to make it work. It could not work. I seek for divorce. They said, don't go. It's okay. You know what to do. When the thing was up here, because after 4 times of entering coma, 3 days.
That's extreme. There's no reason why anybody should be in that space at all. We shouldn't come close to that at all.
The first one took 4 days. I almost gone. Why waiting until you die? I will make an example with, I'm not mocking her, our singer, Ozinachi. I want to make it work. I want to make it work. She ended up dying. So why dying inside the marriage? Go for divorce. Let people say what they want to say. Save your head so that you can fight for your children when they need you.
Let me say this real quick. You cannot make a marriage work. The only thing you can do is do the work. Okay? And sometimes you have to back up of a situation in order to do the work. If the individuals inside of marriage, if one of them don't do the work, that's all it takes. That marriage does not stand. It doesn't exist. Maybe on paper, but it doesn't really exist. So it takes 2 people, not simultaneously, obviously. It takes you backing off of that situation, okay, and do the work you need to do, okay, so that you can have clear eyes, so you can clear your eyes off of the cloud. Because maybe you're being controlled by the words from your ancestors that you must make it work. You can't make a marriage. Marriage is a function of the people in it. Okay, so if you can't, if you come to a place where you want to make it work, You can't, that's too much weight for you to carry. It's not your leverage point. Your leverage point is always working on yourself. And if you're not in a controlled environment, you can't do that. You can't work on yourself because you're always trying to protect yourself emotionally, physically. That's too much. You can't do it. Sometimes you need to back off of that situation. Sometimes you have to engage counsel by yourself. Right? I'm personally an advocate of engaging counseling and coaching by yourself. Don't try to drag a person that you don't even know if the person's at fault or not. You don't know. You might have been on the collecting side of woto, but it doesn't mean they're the one that needs to do the work. We know for a fact that you need to do some work because somehow you ended up in a bad situation, right? So at the very minimum for your future, right, you do that work on yourself. Or making a marriage work is like, you don't, it's if it's not working, it's other reasons. The same reason why if there's a lot of divorces, because there are reasons behind that. And if you try to fix it from a symptom standpoint, then you don't understand how this life works, and it's just going to get worse, you know. So I noticed she said she tried to make it work. She was also operating from a place of lack of knowledge, lack of skills. She didn't know what she was doing, because if she did, she wouldn't be married in that type of scenario at all. That person would not come and project their lack of security, lack of respect, self-respect on her. She would not be on the victim end of that. It's just impossible. Okay, it's not like it can't start. It's not sustainable.
All of you guys here is saying you think, you believe, but like that's not a strong enough reason to stay in a marriage. I don't think marriage should be a life sentence. Just as I decided to get married, I can also decide to leave the marriage. It should not be by force.
There are several instances that can come during the term of the marriage that warrants that marriage to end. I think she has mentioned one, which is pro-life. Life is the most important thing that we hold dear. You have the law at your side, and you also have religion at your side. Even in the Bible, there's a part where it says you can get divorced on certain grounds.
She said she married at the age of 19, if I'm correct. I would just like to say that I think, not with you, ma'am, but I think generally with the
such a gentleman, respect. So not with you, ma'am. But let me drag you for that marriage at 19. Let's pick on that. Let's keep going.
data that has been presented, generally, that is the leading cause of divorce.
What?
I sympathize with people who get abused. I'm not saying it's right.
Happen every day.
I'm not saying it's right. Thank you, but based on the large number of divorces, it's minimal. If you check the data.
Okay, wait. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay, let him finish his stats.
40%.
Thank you. If you check the data, 11 cases of divorce.
The data?
Let him from Forbes.
No, let him
the top 11 causes of divorce, right? Domestic abuse is on the 7th level. Do you know what's on the first? Lack of commitment, right? Domestic abuse is a bad thing, fine, right? But we can't use that excuse as a cure-all degeneracy.
You said Forbes. Where was the data sample taken from? Is it Nigeria or the whole world?
It's the whole world.
But if you look at the data in Nigeria, it's definitely not going to be the same in the US or in America.
No, but this is all
in
over the world.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying in terms of what you mean by, you have to make a commitment. If you listen to what I was saying it's a commitment you make every day. I totally agree. What I did say was there are circumstances that come into play during that commitment that gives you an out. Marriage is
even Bible has an out for you. Even Bible.
Union between two people.
Thank you. Two people. If one person is not holding if your perception is the other person not holding their side, it doesn't exist.
What marriage is, it's
Thank
not
you. So we're just gonna go with your perception. What else would you go with? You want them to be their free will. Gentlemen, it's you that's always talking this nonsense for the most part. You want her to be there out of her free will. Do you not have self-respect?
Marriage, one person. So when the other person is doing certain things that are in some way going to affect your life, in a negative way.
Okay, sir, but as human beings, right, we should always think with something at the back of our mind, right? This decision that I'm making, there's a probability it's gonna go wrong, but
Baba, just keep that mouth open like that, real quick. Let's keep that mouth open like that real quick. I'm gonna the fourth thing that he keeps quoting. I think I found something. Let me see here. I know a woman who was beaten into pulp by her husband. She was in a coma for 3 days too. This was last straw. Yeah, please let's not wait for that. If you see somebody moving mad, just give them their space. You need the space too. Okay. Data without reference. Now the lawyer clocking his tea. Dumb boy. Now he's making facts. Call him the Azent boy, not dumb boy. Can we start a petition to ban Azent from all platforms? Let's see. Beyond Brain says the way this monkey jacket boy invalidated the woman that went to coma Twitter is annoying. Quoting statistics that doesn't belong to Niger over a real life example behind him. He's so young and misinformed. Marriott, you're done? No, you're not done. You guys like this. You like the masterclass, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so there's this leading causes of divorce thing on Forbes here that I found. Maybe this is what he's quoting. I don't know. Let's look at it together. Let's see if this is what he's quoting, right? Leave his mouth open so one fat, bright blue and green toilet fly can enter. Wahala. Anyway, let's do this. Let me look at it. It says 43% report lack of family support, leading causes of divorce. Okay, so let's see where they're bringing this from. Even with the best online divorce services, divorce can be a difficult process. That's why it's important to understand the signs of divorce and some common causes of divorce. Understanding. Let's see who wrote this first. Some Christy Bieber, JD, and Adam Ramirez, editor on and contributor on Forbes. Okay, understanding why marriages fail can help you to make your own union stronger. If you're married, it can guide you in making choices about entering into a marriage, and it can help you blah blah blah. Commissioned a survey of 1,000 Americans, okay, who are divorced and who are in the process of divorcing to discover why marriages fail. Based on this data, here are some of the most likely reasons marriages come to an end. All right, let's see here. A total of 689,300 divorces occurred in 689,000 plus occurred in 2021. Okay, and approximately half of all forced marriages end in divorce. Okay, 50%, with subsequent marriages failing at higher rate. We already know that. Okay, all right. So if you're going to fix that, you don't fix divorce. You don't say we should just delete divorce. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. You need to you have to do root cause analysis. Okay? Root cause analysis. You have to find out why the divorces are happening, not the divorce. You cannot fix the divorce. Get it? Ask your boss at work. You have to do root cause analysis. And I'm trying to drag something home. All right. When a couple divorces, they must state grounds for divorce in court. Yes, that's why they get so and that already discredit this answers they're going to give us to me. Okay, because at this point when they are filing the papers, they just want out. Okay, so they're not going to sit down and be doing root cause analysis and give you the actual reasons. Okay, all right, so let's look at it. This is the reason for ending the marriage and dictates the type of divorce being filed. Most people choose a no fault divorce. Okay, citing irreconcilable differences. That's number one. And irreconcilable differences are indeed a common divorce cause, with 31% of couples who ended their marriage reporting that incompatibility was the reason. Okay, so next is incompatibility, another reason that doesn't tell us anything about what actually caused it. This is just what the person had, they're filling out the paperwork and they say, we're not compatible. That doesn't tell us the causes, right? Okay. However, while simply not getting along is common reason for divorce, infidelity remains a bigger issue. In total, 34% among survey respondents ended due to an affair. So it's 34%. So these are the top three. 34% is infidelity, right? Cheating, right? Bad behavior, right? 31% incompatibility. These Americans, okay? All right. What's the other one? The other one, the reason for ending marriage, irreconcilable differences. This, I think they said 42%, right? What do they have? Just 4% of divorces after, just 4% of couples divorce after 10 years of marriage. Okay, most divorced people, 92% knows others. Know others who have been divorced. Okay, that's another data. Okay, so they have friends with people who have been divorced. The majority of divorces are initiated by only one party, with only 27% of respondents indicating the decision to end the marriage was mutual. That's cap. Okay, it's always one person. Most divorces happen between year 3 and year 7 of marriage. So between 3 and 7, that should make sense to you. They kind of thrive, survive it, wing things along till 3. At 7, you know, at that point, somebody's saying, we've done 7. Maybe we should try a little harder. Maybe we kind of know a little bit about ourselves, you know. But between 3 and 7, note that. Most of you watching me are in America and you are Americanized, so stop the cap, okay? Anyway, lack of incompatibility is top reason for new couples to divorce, with 59% of couples who divorced in their first year citing the cause. Incompatibility, I think they grouped that together, so they are kind of confused here, maybe because I'm jumping around. 63% of divorces believe a better understanding of the commitments of marriage could have helped them to avoid divorce. All right, okay. Let me see here. I'm trying to look through this. So other common reasons, lack of family support. Okay, these are other common reasons. That's not top. Lack of intimacy, no kerewa. No kerewa, no jangilova. Too much conflict, okay? Financial stress, okay? Most common reasons people get married. To understand the cause of divorce is help to understand the reasons people marry. Among the divorced couples surveyed, financial security was the most common motivating factor, with 42% respondents marrying for security. Okay, Jesus Christ. 44% of women reporting this led to their union. Women are more likely than men to indicate they married for financial reasons. 44% of women reporting this led to their union. Money. It's unsurprising more women feel the need for a partner to help provide support. Love did come in a close second, though, with 39% of women saying love was their main reason for getting married. All right, so let me see. Here's what we have. The biggest factors for getting a divorce, 43%. This is the final thing they got out of the survey. Lack of family support, 43%. Infidelity, extramarital affair is 34%. Lack of compatibility is 31%. Lack of intimacy, 31%. Too much conflict or arguing, 31%. Okay, 31% of the 1,000 that was surveyed. So there's separate 1,000s, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure how they collected this, and I'm not going to go through all of them right now. Lack of intimacy, no kerewa. Too much conflict, 31%. Financial stress, 24%. Okay, so we often hear people quote financial stress as number 1 or 2. Okay, so it just depends on what sector of the population you captured, right? Lack of commitment, 23%. He said, didn't he say it was number 1? Okay, so this already discombobulated his point. Parenting differences, okay? Marrying too young, 10%. Okay, so now they're going to pick on the fact that she married at 19. That's only 10%, right? Opposing values or morals, 6%. Substance abuse, 3%. DV, okay? So he's right that DV is at the very bottom at 3% here, okay? And I've always said that the extreme situations are not the reasons why people are filing divorce. The stupidest things are the most reasons why people file for divorce, which is why I don't think we should spend too much time on DV for real. But also, if somebody asks you that's DV, you shouldn't be justifying it. You shouldn't, like, that should be a no. Easy answer. It's a no, I'm not staying in a marriage where there's DV. It's as simple as that. Now, let's get back to the major reasons. Most of the reasons why people file for divorce. That's what I would have loved to hear from Auntie Orange. But she told us how she really felt. Anyway, so that's the Forbes list thingy, okay? The Forbes list is legit, but it doesn't relate to Nigerians. Okay, so for you, if you're in Yankee, I think you're closer to it than, you know, so if you're Americanized in any way, you're modern in any way, you live a modern lifestyle, I think I can use it, just make some point, you know. So I won't knock him too much for quoting that. That American stat. So that's the data that the 22-year-old NOM score quoted. A survey of 1,000 Americans living in a different reality from Nigerians. Different behaviors are more prevalent depending on how society. I heard of one man slapped his... That's true, keepers. That's also very true. That instead of 3% in America, you might see a higher rate. It's still going to be minority, my estimation. But it's still not. It's not going to be 3%. You know, DV. Just like it's not. Just like, you know, when it comes to paternity fraud, which they like to quote, it's higher in some countries than other countries, right? So I heard of one man slapped his wife and his kids at the airport on landing in Africa. He could not do it abroad in the US. That is just stupid. Anyway, let's get back to his mouth is still opened. Let's see if we can cover a little bit more. Okay.
Am I gonna stick to my responsibility? Am I gonna stick with my kids? Everything, responsibility comes first.
You know, she said she got married at the age of 19, so I still want to go with that. Teenagers are not meant to get married.
What? Auntie?
On a more sincere note, if we tell ourselves the truth, because they've not known anything.
So they want to pick on how she got, even though she was married, somebody said 25 years, I'm not sure if that's true. But even though she was married for a while, you know, all the way to when she was 43, right? We're going to pick on the fact that she married at 19. Is that why the husband was beating her?
They are supposed to concentrate on their education before you get married.
That's part of the problems. You can chew gum and walk at the same time. You should also teach them life skills, learn how to be in relationships, even if it doesn't lead to a marriage. How about that one? Even at 16, 17, 18. They should know that assault is not tolerated, period. They belong in jail if they lay their hands on anybody. You should teach 12-year-olds that. You didn't know that? Well, how can you teach them when you think the only way you can correct them is to beat them with koboko? I know it's confusing. It's tough. The society has problems, okay? Let's keep talking about it one after the other, okay? Let's keep going.
You need to have a good and wide knowledge about marriage. Number 2, instead of divorce, I prefer separation. You see,
Not be juju be that.
separation is not divorce. I'm a Catholic, a born Catholic. Stop the very, madam, Oga, go and stay separately for a while. And then start attending counseling. Now, that period whereby we are doing that, it's a period, it's a time for them to have a routine. What is actually the issue? What is it that I am not doing well? I have passed through it. And I have come out from it boldly to now say that divorce is not the best. Someone else who also passed through the same stuff called me one day and told me, Madam, don't make a mistake to leave your home. Go your separate ways for a period of time, even if it is 2 years. Even if it is 3 years, just go on your separate ways. You will still communicate with your husband. Your husband will communicate with the children. You know, things like that. That's the period you will now know whether you truly love that man, whether that man truly loves you. Forget about love. Is there a little sacrifice, just little sacrifice I can do for the sake of keeping your marriage? Think about it. That same period that you are away. You said...
Okay, so she's not necessarily wrong in what she just said. We just need to help Auntie. Auntie, if this separation still doesn't work, it's okay to let it go. No, let's start with the word divorce and marriage. It's okay to actually let that word go too. And let's talk about the underlying relationship, the friendship between you and the husband. There's no way your husband is your friend and they're laying hands on you, or wife thinking that the best thing to do is to get physical with you. There's no friendship in that. That relationship is in the poto. If you try separation for let Auntie, is it okay if you add that to it? Like, if separation does not work, it's okay to let that relationship go completely so you can move on with your life. Is it okay to also quote the part of the Bible that actually gives an out if there's infidelity involved? Right? Is it okay? I mean, no, we just have to be all the way religious about it. No, coconut head. No. No, you stay married, you die there. Are you afraid that it will actually become your reality? She's having a hard time coming to that terms, but she's not wrong. That separation, try different things. If it's just miscommunication, always arguing, seeking counsel first, of course. But the thing is, I think that's a default already. Most people just don't leave. Even after you cheat on some people, they won't leave. Unless it's that, women will leave for embarrassment first before they leave because you cheated. They will leave because you embarrassed them first. So this is already a default. I don't think we have to say that so hard, stress that so hard. Don't just leave. People already just don't leave, right? Just like that. They stay there, try. Usually not know what they're doing, right? And then eventually it gets to that point. So for me personally, of course, I always encourage for people to learn the skill set. There's a skill set that you need, man or woman, to be able to sustain a marriage in a healthy way, harmonious way, for the long term, which is the goal. That should always be the goal, right? I always stress that. I'd rather do that before I talk about DV, because I believe that DV is a mental health issue and should be handled by people who are clinicians. Okay? Because somebody is, before they can think that's okay or normalize that. So anyway, let me come to the chat more before we continue. Keepers anti-orange logic. Instead of saying you were robbed, just say that your property departed from you. Voila. Sacrifice includes protecting a child predator to keep a marriage, Abi. We kind of moved away from that. They wanted to move away from the child predator thing, So they want to talk about these simple reasons, like communication. That's what they're talking about right now, okay? Including communication. If it's not working, it's not working. Let it go. Letting it go actually increases your chances of keeping your home together. Coconut head makes it worse. Okay, coconut head means pride, mismanaged expectations, expecting human beings to be God. That's not gonna work. If you don't give yourself grace, you can't give other people grace. You're going to resent the other person. It will just be worse.
You can go for like 2-3 years separation, which I have seen, I have done. Yet, instead of the person to change, he was adding more fire.
Yep.
I'm very sorry to say this. I'm a woman. When you love a man, don't show it to his face. It was rubbish.
I don't support that.
Say about solution. You hear solution?
He shock you.
All right. This is why people. So both sides of this equation should not be advising anybody. Okay. If you love a man, don't show it to his face. When I love a woman, part of what I enjoy about this is I'm able to show it to them. So I'll be shooting myself on the legs by walking on eggshells. Let me make sure I don't show it to her.
Not be juju be that.
Don't show it to his face.
It
was rubbish.
I don't support that.
On the ground.
I don't support that.
Please. Sister, he was thinking that I cannot cope 2 months out of his roof. But as the law will have it, this is me here, 11 years. I'm still working stronger.
I want to tell you something. It
Sister,
is simply because you got married at a very wrong age.
Excuse me. Sister, excuse me.
Let me just address
because
the age.
I managed this marriage. I did not just leave when the marriage was 2 years.
I'm very confused. What makes you think divorce would have solved that?
Can someone listen to me?
This ninja said, why do you think divorce was going to solve that? What is that? What? We're going back to DV? The 3 times coma? Because divorce will solve that. Okay, so I don't know. What is he talking about? Will solve what?
We are listening, my lord. We are
but we
listening.
need
I did
to
not just
correct
leave.
you on some
I did
things,
not
because-
just leave when the
Why she say we need to correct you or something?
marriage was 2 years or 3 years. This was a marriage of 25 good years that I tried to push so that I can work.
Because
Instead,
you were married at a young age, so at that time you were already getting mature, so you were seeing the things that you now like, and then you are having friends that will tell you, oh, your husband shouldn't be doing this
Nobody.
to you, and you
Nobody.
were
I didn't
talking
take
back
any.
at that time. You were
I should
mature
take
enough to
anybody
talk back.
advice. I would leave the marriage
One
when the
thing-
marriage
one
was
thing I want
starting.
to
I'm
ask
sorry, do
is-
you know
1
that
year,
inside or
please.
outside of the marriage, that man, if he was properly motivated, he could have still hurt you. So the problem is not the marriage. Day by day, right, we have stalkers. Now, the stalkers, right, men that stalk women and women that stalk men. I'm not invalidating your experience, right? I don't stand for abuse. Let's get that straight, right? But I'm saying, at the end of the day, people die every day. Divorce is not going to solve that. Even if they divorce, it's not the full thing. I don't know. There are many probabilities, many variables in this world, but you never know if divorce was going to solve that in the first place. She could have died. He could have killed her, divorce or no divorce.
I have a question. If I have a lot of things to say, let's say, for instance, now you and your husband separate, yeah. 2 years after, you find yourself doing better, communicating with your children, your relationship with your children is way better, financially you're okay, you're stable, mentally you're all right. Are you going to go back to the man?
I will still go back to my husband. Let me tell you why.
She wants to explain to
I'm
you.
listening,
Let me
I'm listening.
tell you why.
Wait, let's get the question right.
Communicating with your husband separate, yes. I have a question. If I have a lot of things to say, let's say, for instance, now you and your husband separate, yeah. 2 years after, you find yourself doing better, communicating with your children, your relationship with your children is way better, financially you're okay, you're stable, mentally you're all right. Are you going to go back to the man?
I will still go back to my husband. Let me tell you why.
She wants to explain to
I'm
you.
listening.
Let me tell you why.
Yes.
You see, this is a man I married with so much love. And I got married at the age of 30 years. And then I have known what love
Which is why she's better, because the other one got married at 19. That's why she got married.
is. Then I understand 30 years. And then I have known what love is. Then I understand.
At 30 years, he had self-discovered, and now she knew what love was, right? So, and then she understand the difference between
Love and infatuation. Now, this is a man that I know how he treats me. This is a man that I know that, oh, yes, he hits me, but yeah.
Not be juju be that.
I can't even finish the statement. I couldn't. What? Wait, what?
He treats me. This is a man that I know that, oh, yes, he hits me, but yet he loves me. He brings out his heart to show me that love, really. I'm telling you the sincere truth. It's not about the fact that, oh, we are here and camera is on us. No. He showers me with so much love. But then,
what?
I would definitely go back.
Divorce affects the children negatively.
So even if you try to help her, you can't help her. Okay? Even if you try to help this auntie, like Big Alpha, welcome, Big B. How are you? Oh my God! So it took 25 years to mature. This young man should wait until it happens to her sister. Wahala. Divorce will solve someone not buying from divorce. Fool. I knew the comments would be annoying, so I chose to not to watch the video. Or Ola, your facial expression to their talk is making me laugh so hard. Oh, you can't keep a straight face. I'm reacting. This is my second time watching it. It's still catching me. Like, at least the lady in green is honest about her experience, and if I am to reject some of her advice, I know why. Right, I understand. Yeah, she's coming from a place of she's been a victim of that situation, so she's coming up with formulas to help every other people. So Auntie already has only alluded to her suffer Olympic medal. Abi, I don't blame her too. They are making it seem like she was 19 for 25 years. She was trying to make that point, but she was having a hard time. Like, listen, Ninja, I wasn't 19 for 25 freaking years, dumb. This mama is a lost cause. End of discussion. Go and marry Mike Tyson. Voila. Yes, of course she hits me. My husband. Anyway, this woman is an embarrassment to womanhood. I didn't say it to Oberyn, supporting Oberyn the Potopoto. Or that to the 20th power, the orange woman's brain is completely screwed. Hey, Jesus, take it easy on the lady. Anyway, let me see. Let's finish it. Let's finish it tonight.
I would definitely go back.
Divorce
she's going back.
affects the children negatively.
I agree with the fact that it affects children negatively, but I would also like to state that divorce in itself is not tailored to affect children.
Exactly.
Let me just put it that way. When you're going through a divorce, one of the most important things the court considers is the custody, guardianship, welfare, advancement, and education of the children. Anything else, as far as those children are concerned, the court puts it aside and focuses on those children to ensure that they come out better.
I want to talk about the mental aspect of...
No, let me add on before Auntie Orange continues to talk. The reality is that divorce affects children, okay? But that's usually not the first thing that affects children, okay? Children learn from our behavior more than they learn from what you say. They learn from watching you play life, okay? They internalize what they see you do more so than what you say, okay? So if you stay in a bad situation, the ones that tend to cause divorce, right? You can't give your children what you don't have. You can't. Right? So if they are, and you might say, well, we try to hide everything from them. Loriro, they can smell it. They can sniff it. They know that something is off. And oftentimes, you don't realize. Because you're like, they're kids. They don't pay attention. They pay attention. They have nothing else to do. They see, they feel everything, at least. So, if divorce is going to affect children negatively before, but is that the first thing that's affecting them negatively? Is that the greatest thing that's going to affect them negatively, considering everything that turns to become divorce? This is where we can bring in the monkey jacket boy, right? His idea of priorities. This is the point where you have to okay, weigh some priority, assess the risk of either option, right? And oftentimes you might end up with it's much more risky to stay in a bad relationship than to stay in it for the children. So you can't just say, well, divorce is bad for children, and that will now conclude that let's just stay in bad situation. Could make sense. Come on now. Come on, it doesn't make any sense.
Divorce affecting the children. There is no marriage without fights.
Okay.
It is a bitter truth. Let us not deceive ourselves. Even in a family, you see brothers, sisters fighting themselves. Talk less of people who come from different groups. So I'm now going back to the children. The children will say all these things. They will expect that, oh, daddy, why are you doing this now? Mommy, calm down. Mommy, go and beg daddy. Daddy, calm down. Daddy, go and beg. It has happened to me. Now, whereby the children now see, oh, mommy is going a separate way, daddy is going a separate way. The children don't always they are not always happy. They are not always. 99% of such children are not always happy.
I think she's exaggerating.
Yeah. She's trying to repeat it, to exaggerate it. Happiness is short term. The state of happiness, the state of how they feel about divorce is short term. And now it's up to you what you do with that moment from that point on forward. Okay? But no, we're not going to pretend like divorce just fall out of the skies. There's also many other terrible events that has happened that will probably continue to happen if you don't do something about it. So does the something you do about it have to be divorce? No, that's not what we're saying. Right? What we're saying is that you can't, the idea of no divorce being normalized is an ox. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody's normalizing divorce. If anything, everything that causes divorce is being normalized, and for as long as you continue to do that, you will see more divorce until you learn, until you figure it out that divorce is not your enemy here. It's at this point is more of a solution for people that exercises that option. It is an option when everything else fails. Let's keep going.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say in this
again.
Essence is this. Children from broken home, those ones that are just growing up, not the ones that have come into the world now that are so big that their ears are filled with divorce. I'm talking of children that are just growing. Talk to them. If you talk to these children, they will tell, oh, I don't like the way mommy and daddy.
Thank you, Film God. She's absolutely wrong about that. No, we people fight, people have arguments, right? But no, that's not an ongoing thing. If it's an ongoing thing, it needs to stop. That part should not be normalized, right? Don't normalize that it's okay to fight, it's okay to argue. No, it's not okay. Okay, if you've been through it, you can say everyone else have been through that. But to say, oh, it's just normal, you shouldn't leave your man. No. If it doesn't stop, you got a problem. It must stop. And how is it going to stop? Okay, now we can talk. We can have a conversation around that. Okay, but we need to agree first of all that there's don't normalize that part. That is okay. Just fight. Particularly a man laying hands on a woman, or vice versa. No. That's not normal. You know, I wanted to stop and make sure I say that because we're not just going to let that just because a lot of people actually think like that. A lot of people have heard that enough, and they will literally say, "Oh, it is what it is." No, it's not. It doesn't have to be that way. Don't let anybody tell you that.
They are living separately. They will talk. They will tell you the truth from their hearts. They will go to school. Other children sometimes they don't even want to play with them. They say, this one, daddy and mommy are not together.
That's exaggeration,
Jerry. She come and tell us now.
I'll use my child as an example. I married early. I married at 26. I'm currently 29. I've been 3 years in marriage now.
Wow.
White shirt.
Yes. So within that 3 years, myself and my wife have separated countless times, and we've come back together. So those.
Did he just say countless times?
Not be juju be that.
And what's the point, bro?
Times when we separate. So when I go there for settlement, when I see my child, I don't feel happy. Like I feel like he would have been living better if he was with me, but he has no choice. That is where he could stay at that time. Like one person just decides to, anyhow they want to dress them or any school they want to take them to. I agree that the court has a say with custody, or how do they call it? But sometimes the court might be wrong. They might give the child to the wrong person.
No, let me tell you. If you end up in those divorce courts, you'll be dragged with the on both sides. Man, woman, yes. And the children.
Sorry.
That's why we're telling you that you're focused on divorce instead of you focusing on how to build sustainable relationships. You're focused on the symptoms. If you end up in that space, it's absolutely correct. No, the court is going to do everything they can do in their power to make sure the children are good. But they're not the father and the mother of those children. And there's only so much they can monitor. So, but the solution is to not stigmatize divorce. That's not the solution. The solution is not normalizing divorce, not because it's because normalizing divorce is not a thing. It's stupid. It's a stupid point. Normalizing divorce is not a thing. Divorce happens because there are other things that happen, right? The solution is definitely not normalizing that people just fight in marriage and it is normal. You should just accept it. That's definitely not the solution. The solution is to understand that marriage is not your mate. There are skill sets that makes it sustainable over time. Common sense is not going to work for you. What your father and your mother taught you from a Catholicism standpoint is not going to be enough. Not especially if you come to me and say love is not enough. Definitely, skip it. All that is not going to be enough. There's something you don't know that you need to learn. Skill set. There are skill sets. So he's right. If you end up in those courts, oh yeah, it's not going to be fun. At least for short to mid-term, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of dragging of your children through the system. It's not fun. Okay? But something worse got you into that space in the first place. So you can't just say, no, we shouldn't get to that place because we're in a marriage, quote unquote marriage as a thing, and it's supposed to just work itself out. Nope, that's not how it's gonna work. So ultimately, he's capping.
90% of divorce affects the children more.
You guys are just throwing numbers out now.
Nigeria's supervisor, the way to want to give
Just throwing numbers out.
I can't understand where you're coming from.
I think you get the point.
At least he admitted. Some Nigerians are like, wait.
Supervisor, the way to want to give the
I can't understand where you're coming from.
I think you get the point.
At least he admitted.
See, just the same way divorce affects children. Yeah, there are children from like families that their parents are still together that are affected by that kind of marriage.
Traumatized
their
for
children
life.
Are begging their parents to go to divorce. These are things that I've seen firsthand.
If people are bad parents, that's on them.
Can the disagreeer now speak?
It depends how tender the children are. But if the children are grown-ups and they'll be seeing the beating, the fighting, the separation all the time, so many things are not working well, then they finally divorce themselves. It will not affect those children at all. Because they have been seeing like one person's life is going to go
in the drain.
These two are not staying apart.
Yeah. Perspective. Right? Perspective. Before you run your mouth and say a statement, perspective. Reference point. We're talking about a reference point of case that have been seeing a very terrible relationship between mother and father. Can we reference that before we talk about how divorce is going to affect them? Right? I've only got 14 more minutes. If you want to call in immediately. I have to wrap up by 10:55 actually.
I mean, what you're saying, yeah, I understand what you're saying. The children will understand that, like, the divorce is right, it was needed and all that, but I don't think that's enough reason for them not to feel it. I don't think that's enough reason for them not to get affected by it.
The children suffer a huge blow when it comes to divorce. They have a stigma. Wherever they go, they call them children from broken homes. And people see them as children who cannot, yes, they are bound to like influence others negatively.
Because they think they don't have home training
Yes.
or any sort.
I have a question. First of all, yeah, I don't know where this myth came from, but people are always talking about like the effect of divorce on children, but nobody ever talks about the effects of like children seeing their parents harm each other. It does not necessarily even need to be as extreme as harming.
They're not
interested. Like, the parents setting unhealthy relationship ideas for the children and all that.
People change after marriage.
Yes.
You have your own personality, but actions you make and reactions that come about those actions form human beings.
We'll just be pretending. Honey, darling, see that? Baby, they will call you all sweet name. That same man, that same woman will enter your house, turn things around. Even me, I was so angelic. But when you get to a point, oh boy, I removed that angelic clothes. I was said, I wear that black clothes because I cannot come and die. And my children I will not be able to help them.
It's either you're changing for good or you're changing for bad. Or you say, when it comes to the bad one, someone can be good and come into a marriage and mix a fire for fire mother-in-law. The person will change you.
You would definitely have to change some attitudes that you probably used to do before, but in marriage is no longer something that is feasible for the union. So those are like the everyday. Maybe you wake up 10 before, but your husband goes to work early and you want to prepare something for him, or maybe your husband comes back after work, he goes to drink with his friends. Now he's thinking, now I have a wife at home, I have to come back home early. It boils down to even financial sacrifices where you start to see the nature of your spending changing. How you used to spend as a bachelor is different from how you probably spend as a married man.
I believe change is constant in human beings. It's normal. Everyone changes. I don't think you will need to add it to marriage. With or without marriage, people are going to change definitely.
Thank you very much.
All right. We did that. Took us 3 hours. Shout out to you all for being here. I appreciate you. We're gonna call it a day, okay? We're gonna call it a day. There's a lot in there. I would like to know, after you finish watching this, put in the comments, okay, what was your favorite part of the whole thing, the reaction, okay? Let me know what your favorite part is, and let me know some of the thoughts that you might have about the whole thing. Did you see it? You did not see it? I will try to remember to put the link, but they're called Join the Cruise, so go support them. You know, I'll try to put the link to the video in the chat. So go support them. They are having some conversations out there that's revealing a lot about people's mindset, okay? I don't care if it's acted or not, it doesn't matter, okay? But people are saying what they think. So we got to pay attention to all of that, and we got to keep talking about it. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Latu, thank you. All right, hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications, okay? Let me see what you guys talk about. This young man in green has a whole lot of sense. The one in green, yeah, he was good. I'm too upset to call in. I beg, let's just end this show off. Him go another day, you know. But yeah, like I said, let me know also with the format of the shows. You know, we're gonna be doing 10 p.m. all week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you come by. I will deliver everything I want to deliver within 1 hour, and then if you want to call in, I will give another few more minutes after 1 hour. But I'll be here at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we'll also continue to drop the shorter videos as well. All right, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.